Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler, and I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and this is the Nerdrotic Nooner. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I know I'm sounding all happy and joyful, and I know we're supposed to be somber right now because I guess we have a president's funeral happening today. So rest in peace, George Herbert Walker Bush. We do not get political here, just acknowledging that he was a president. He did, I'm sure, the best job he could. My whole feeling on presidents is this. I personally would never want to be one because, well, I'm blasting myself in my ears. There we go. Because if you take that job, you're going to be responsible for somebody's death, either, just by happenstance or accident, or making a conscious decision. It's going to happen unless we have the most peaceful 4 years in our country's history. So I'd never want to do that. So yeah, hats off. I mean, somebody's got to do it. So better people than me. Plus, I'd be a terrible president. I'd be awful. Yeah, things just would not work out very well with me being president. So rest in peace, George. I hope everybody is doing well. Otherwise, good morning. We have some news to talk about today. We are all about escapism here. So that was the only acknowledgement of current events that you will have if it's something major like that. So today we have an article from yesterday on Screen Rant that we're going to go over, where Marvel looks like they put the axe on Daredevil and not Netflix, which is not surprising at all. And we'll go over that. Also, it appears that some of my Doctor Who videos, I really can't attach Susan and Dennis to that because that's been my doing, have gotten some attention. My one source I have is I've spoken to this person, and she's cool. We're actually old friends. And yeah, I can't say much more than that, but yeah, it looks like it's gotten through, and they're not happy, which I'm not surprised. And I'm surprised that I'm still surprised people watch our videos at all, to be honest with you. So it's a little humbling. Also, we have word that the Picard series is coming later next year. It's going to go into production very soon. Well, very soon, I think, in the next couple months. And we'll see. We'll see if they actually get it out by fall. That must be a pretty quick. I think I read that they're going to go into production in spring. That's a quick turnaround. So I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's going to be effects heavy. We'll find out. I'm going to read the article and we'll see if they tell us what kind of show it's going to be. I'm very interested to see a show. Hey, it's great that a show has an 80-year-old lead. And that has to be taxing. So I remember Capaldi talking about how taxing Doctor Who was on him. And, he's a decade older than me, maybe. What is Capaldi, 57? So less than yeah, he's not that much older than me. And he said Doctor Who was taxing. So we'll see with that. I have theories about that show that we can go over. And we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. The Captain Marvel trailer dropped. Gary for POTUS. Oh God, no, Gabriel, please. My platform would be, don't tell me what to do, and I won't tell you what to do, and we're cool. And I'll trust you because you're adults, and you guys, just be cool. I don't think we could run on a be cool platform. So I don't think everybody would be cool. I'd want them to. I'd really want them to, but yeah. So, and I would change the copyright laws. The first thing I would do is I would strike down Disney's copyright of Mickey Mouse. It would be public domain immediately. There would be a strict, I like the 75-year rule. And yeah, that is it. There is no appeals. I don't care how much money you're making off it. It's done. After 75 years, it goes to the public, which means that we're like 20 some odd years of the Star Trek copyright going into the public domain because it's been and Doctor. Well, I don't know how it works in the UK, to be honest with you, but yeah. So for Star Trek, it's 75 years and it would be done, and then Axanar could just be made, and Star Trek Continues could continue, and of course CBS could do their stuff too, and yeah, it'd be fun. I don't want to watch an old Picard. I don't know if I do either. I thought the TNG the series ended so good. That was one of the best finales. I loved that finale. I'll never forget. I remember where I was when I was watching it. I was with my first wife. We were in an apartment in Hillcrest down in San Diego, and you know, we both got a little verklempt at the end, you know, because we had watched God, every episode. It was like event TV for us, and we'd have some friends over, and we'd have little Star Trek watch parties. Man, all that shit led to this. It's kind of weird how that had all worked out. Yeah, and I'll also talk about a conversation. I have a friend. He might be watching. Hi, Bill, who's an actual professional writer, and we discussed Doctor Who just on the content, and it's very interesting what he said, and it's on a very basic level, but he's a great writer, and it's good to hear a writer's perspective on what's going on with Doctor Who, and knowing that I'm not taking crazy pills here, because yeah, there's a lot of people defending the show, and that's fine. If you're just a casual viewer, I guess you're probably going, what is this dude's problem? But I'm not a casual viewer. We don't do anything casual here at Nerdrotic. That's why it's called Nerdrotic. We are a bit crazy with our fandom, and we take this shit seriously. And I wish the powers that be that own these properties would too. There's a Wired article out that I want to go over. I was actually interviewed in Wired too a long time ago. And God, they took the worst picture of me. I'll see if I can find it. And God, it was after I had green hair and I had to shave because I didn't want to have green hair. And Melissa was too busy. It was during the holiday, so she couldn't get the green out of my hair. So I just decided to shave my head, and she was pissed. Fan fanatic, exactly, Brent Newman. That's what we are, and that's why you guys come here. And so this Wired article talks about the great awokening in TV reboots, and it does some mental gymnastics to try to separate why it's not okay to reboot Buffy, but it's okay what they did to Doctor Who. And my argument is, no, it's not okay what they did to either of them. And the argument the woman makes at the end of the article is actually what everybody from geeks and gamers to Doomcock to world class bullshitters to EVS to us here at Nerdrotic to Midnight's Edge to Egotastic Fun Time to what everybody's been saying is, it's not about who's in the show or what's in the show. It's about how it's presented and how you're rewriting the canon and the show, that, you know, all the stuff that got you here, that made you all this money, that made all these fans, you're shitting on it to get some new fans. And this is something comic books has been doing for years, and that's why they don't sell anymore, period. Yeah, people don't read, and yeah, there's video games, but if they were good, they'd still be doing well. All right. Because comics were doing well not that long ago. Actually, when I sold my store, it was peak comic book. Now, you know, we can't compare it to the sales in the 70s and the 80s, but as far as direct market and making some money and profitability, they were doing good. My shop was doing great. And that's how I was able to sell it as opposed to just close it. So Odd Job says, Gary, you are one of the few who I think truly gets the depth of my my Whovianness and the pain I am in right now. Yes, Odd Job, because I am a Whovian too. I am a straight up Whovian. I can't say I'm a Trekkie or a Trekker. I can't say I'm a Star Wars fan anymore. Yeah, I'm a Whovian. I'm a straight up Whovian, and I will remain one. But it's to the point where it's like I'll just dip out on this doctor, and if the next doctor is good, then I'll come back. You know, Star Wars is different story. because I am a fan of Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, and I'm really not a fan of anything beyond that. And we could have been, but and I know there's a lot of prequel love out there, and if you grew up with the prequels, great. But I did not. I was old when the prequels came out, and they were awful. But they were made for kids, so I can see how they really resonated with kids. But seeing Darth Vader as a kid is something I never wanted to see. Please lick that button. Yes, that always helps. Yeah, so we'll get man, we have got people watching our freaking live streams. Now, I am blown away at the success of the channel and all the new subscribers, and I hope you like what you see. I'm not doing much different, so we're gonna keep doing live TV reviews. We're gonna do some more recorded videos because I have time. I've basically been doing YouTube full time for like a month and a half now. It's been lots of fun. In between prepping for getting the comic store going and dealing with my house falling apart around me right before the live stream started. I was actually ready to go on time. And I've told you, like, this house is, was built in 1910. It's in San Francisco, and stuff just like doors open, cabinets open. Weird shit happens all the time. Yeah, my curtains, my vintage Star Wars curtains that are right over there. There's a window right over here. That's why I'm always blown out. I really got to work on the lighting situation here. But it just fell down, and it took out like a bunch of my Doctor Who figures. So maybe there's some symbolism there, Do you think Disney will revive Firefly in some way after the Fox deal in January? Leonor's mind. Yes, I think it's a different situation, though, because while Firefly has distribution rights through Fox, Joss Whedon, I believe, owns the property. And then there's the movie rights that are through Universal still. So it depends on Joss, his relationship with Disney, which has been rocky, and then it gets better. And Joss has been kind of quiet lately since his ex-wife came out and blasted him for being a bit of a hypocrite. And I am a Joss fan. I'm a fan of his writing. I am a huge Buffy fan. Love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But what it has spawned, I'm not too happy with. There's a lot of Buffy, like just really bad Buffy. I know people have been trying to do Whedon speak for quite some time now. It's almost become part of pop culture. I think the CW is pretty much an entire network based on Whedon speak, and they just don't get it right. They don't understand. Only Whedon can do Whedon speak, and when others try it, it's not so good. The only person who's semi good at it is Rob Thomas, who did Veronica Mars and iZombie. And iZombie is a pretty good show that's the CW show I like, is iZombie. Let's get up to some of the chat here. Oh, we already got a super chat from Adjacent Culture. Why are these companies not course correcting? Because they really believe they are in the right. They really believe that they are in the middle. And thank you for the $1.99 or the £1.99 super chat. Thank you, Adjacent Culture. I'm here in San Francisco, so I speak to a lot of people of that political side, we'll say, and they think they're in the middle, and I think a lot of people think they're in the middle. I think I'm in the middle, and maybe we're not. That's the thing, is we need to consider that our ideology might not be the perfect one. And I am just a proponent of all things being apolitical. It doesn't mean political free. Okay. It means if you want to, I was just watching a video before we started, like, Doctor Who has always been political. It's like, no, well, okay. If you want to talk about broadly political, like war is bad, genocide is bad. Okay. I don't know if anybody's really like, I like war. I don't think there's anybody for that. So in a very broad sense, I guess you could call it political. I would just call that moral. Now, but it doesn't, old Doctor Who didn't get into, talking about, at the time, Nixon or LBJ or what, whoever was, God. Well, no, actually, yeah, Kennedy died when, when the first was that the first episode came out when Canada? Yeah, I think it was. And it was right around when yeah, it didn't get into personal one-sided ideology, but on the grand scale, Doctor Who was just a fun little romp through time and space. And the Daleks could be an allegory for a lot of things. But I think they were just salt and pepper shakers with a plunger arm that wanted to kill everybody. So yeah. um Yeah, it's crazy. So no, it hasn't always been political. Not like the way it is now. That's such bullshit. And then that article comes out, and which is a direct response to some of the, Clownfish TV's done a video. I've done a video. Many people, there's a bunch of YouTubers have done videos. So I'm not saying it's just me. I don't think like that. But they come out and they just go, I think you saying it's politically correct is really bizarre. We're moving things forward. Well, that's not a denial that we're just saying you're politically correct. That's it. We're not even actually talking about the politics. We're just saying they're there. So in a way of kind of denying it, you just admitted it. And that was through two of the actors, two of the companions, the one that plays Ryan and the one that plays Yaz. And they're 20 somethings. What do they know? No offense to any 20 somethings out there, but come on. I was 20 something too. I thought I fucking knew everything. I was full of shit. That's what 40. When you hit 40, one of the things that happens is you realize, like, oh, you remember some of the things you said when you were 20, when you thought you were all adult. Yeah, you're like, yikes. Ooh. Thank God I didn't have a YouTube channel when I was in my 20s. That would have been terrible. Oh man. I'm being haunted. Yeah, maybe I'm being haunted. Oh, I need to apologize. I'm woefully behind on the website because for some reason, you're able to, if you're able to download your videos into MP4s. Okay. So that's how I convert everything into, for podcasts, for iTunes and everything. I go into my channel and I download the MP4s. I have been not able to do that until today. For the last 2 days, all my downloads would cancel for some reason. I thought it was Chrome. I went to Safari because I'm on Mac. It didn't work then, but it works now. So the website will get updated. And yeah, sorry about that. Let's get to the chat here. Hey, Mary Ashmead and your wrench. What is up? I hope you're feeling better today. Penn Farm Girl, good morning. Everybody, give a hand to the wrenches. Little hand to the wrenches here. Good people. Kato Roan's probably around. Viking Bitch, Movie Finobi. Oh yeah, DJ D show. Hang on. Okay, so I wrench. There you go. All right, so I wrench our patrons, our patrons, and it's got to be a certain level of patrons, and it's based on like how often you're in the chat and stuff, and whether I think you're cool, but it's not, I don't think anybody's better than anybody or anything, and if but yeah, you have to be a patron. That's part of the deal. And I owed one to the DJ D show, who's been shouting us out for everywhere. So man, thanks. I really appreciate it. And everybody who just spreads the word, thank you so much. This is it. This is so much freaking fun. I can't even tell you. I've done a lot of creative stuff. I've published comic books. I've written comic books. I've drawn comic books. Ran the comic book store. I've been in a band. I've been in a couple bands. I played a couple different instruments. As far as like doing something fun and creative as a hobby, this beats them all. And I don't know why. Yeah. I always listen. I was kind of dorky. I always listened to talk radio as a kid. So, and then one of my many jobs was a auto parts delivery driver when I was in my 20s. So I listened to talk radio, like sports talk radio, when I used to be really into sports. And yeah, so maybe that's helped. I don't know. I never went to like broadcasting school or anything. I did go to, I did take I went to film school though. Good time for a live chat. Just today, they released me from the hospital. Now I can be a total nerd. Lean back, relax. Thank you, Master Cam. Welcome back. I'm glad you were released from the hospital. I hope you are feeling better. That sucks that you were there. I hope everything is okay. Hospitals, yeah, not a fan. I mean, they're necessary, but I'm not a fan. So it's good to see you, and thank you for the applause for the wonderful wrenches. They do a great job. And for I don't pay these people. OG Spocklove, you're too cool for school. And welcome, OG Spocklove, one of our newest patrons. Welcome. And of course, Michael J. Crawford, the Anti-Trekker, is one of our newest patrons. And please check out his channel. He is groovy. I like the Anti-Trekker. Okay, let's our first news bit. Oh, well, we got to take a look at the American ratings for Doctor Who. All right, so it's bizarre. Oh boy, hang on. We got some issues here. Hang on. Boom. Gotta close some windows. I will look those up later. Give me just a second here. I saw my chat freezing up there, and that is not good. Oh, I've got too many goddamn things open. That's why. I've got my screen flow open. I was supposed to take care of this beforehand. Whew. A lot of huge programs open. That's bad. So sorry, folks. Sorry about that. Hope that is better. I wanted to share the Doctor Who American ratings. Now, I know they're doing well in the UK. They're averaging like 7 million viewers an episode. It is beyond me why. But you lovely people in England, I adore you, by the way. You like some cheesy stuff, and so do I. Okay, so do I. That's the biggest difference between the TV viewership in America and in the UK. Is the UK likes sappy, emotional, cheesy stuff. And I mean, again, that is not a judgment. That is, great. That is great. In America, where I don't know, we like voyeurism. We like reality TV, sports, and anything with competition. I think we're just uber. I mean, I hate to generalize, but we're kind of a competitive people over here. So if we take a look at the ratings, they had a brief uptick, but they have remained pretty average. Now, I will state that these are better ratings than The Expanse, but The Expanse ended up getting canceled off of the Sci-Fi, which was stupid, and more people need to be watching The Expanse. That's a fact. But Winona Earp, which was picked by the People's Choice Awards as the best sci-fi show on TV, which is a joke, gets ratings right around what this show gets, which are nothing. The BBC America is available in less and less households every year because of cord cutting. It's not doing brilliant as a network right now. It is a revenue stream. It's a big revenue stream. Now, I don't know how well the show is doing in Australia, in South Korea, which is areas, the show has done well in the past. If we compare it to, here, we'll just go to the Capaldi era. This is Capaldi's last year. Now, mind you, this was after a 1-year break, and then Moffat came in and turned in just schlock. Now, Capaldi is widely considered a good doctor, okay, but his ratings just eroded. Now, that's Moffat's fault. Straight up Moffat's fault and the BBC's fault, because that's when they started injecting their politics on Capaldi. So if you look at his ratings right here, they average about, the season average was about 500,000 to 600,000 viewers here in America. All right. The 18 to 49 demo is the thing you got to look at. And they only hit 4 at the Christmas special. And that is very important because the Christmas special ratings were guaranteed ratings. They no matter what the episode, especially in the UK, that was sometimes the highest rated show was the Christmas special. So moving it to New Year's Day I don't understand that. Well, I do, because they weren't going to get the episode done in time, and they don't want to put it out on Christmas because it is too specific to a religion, and I will stick to that. And we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. If next year we get a New Year's special, then we'll know that is true. So the Capaldi ratings, this is after a year break. And they were, okay at best, about 500,000 viewers overnight, 3 days out. 3 days out is like the DVR ratings. They do not count streaming in this. Okay, so we don't know what it is. I would imagine it's like 1 million. Okay, so Jodie, if we go back to Jodie, it started out like gangbusters. Now, which I can't look at this, but if you can go look at Wikipedia at the Doctor Who ratings, and you will see that, especially when a new Doctor starts, they hold firm, especially with Tennant, with Matt Smith, they hold firm. You have 7, 8 million people, 9 million people. This is prior to streaming days watching, and there wasn't a 50% dip. Sometimes they would climb. But what has been pretty steady, and what's weird, is the American ratings percentage-wise have always reflected the UK ratings. Now, the UK ratings are much higher, of course, but the percentages remain the same, and they are nowhere near each other now, which I find interesting. But we still are at the latest episode had a 0.21, and that's pretty much where we're sitting. It's a little better than the Capaldi era, I will say that, but here's how they could succeed, and they won't do it. The BBC needs, if they want, I don't want it to succeed, because we'll get more of this crap. But if they want to continue this crap, then they need to give her a full season within 9 months. And I mean like 10, 12 episodes, no breaks, no splits, and they'll probably keep the momentum. If they don't do that, these will crater. I promise you. And it happens to even the best shows. I could show you, Westworld is a great comparison. Westworld did gangbuster ratings in its first season. It took too damn long to come out, and it took a hit. It still did well, but it took a hit. And then it's going to take another 2-year break after that awful season finale that I just couldn't stand. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at with the the next Doctor will be a disabled lesbian frog. Well, we saw it. Oh, the Sonic towel. Yes. Oh man. There's so many things I want to see, but then I think about the BBC making them. It's like a modern Hitchhiker. I would love to see Hitchhiker done well on TV with like a good budget, being book accurate, but they wouldn't be book accurate, and they would, like they would do what the movie did, honestly. And it's like, we've got our old Hitchhiker. Hitchhiker's pretty sacred to me anyway. So Halam899 says he is the next Doctor. They broke the break broke Capaldi. It did. Best best Doctor Who, Patrick Troughton. Yes. I liked him, by the way. The breaks and delays, and whatever the politics were, changed his attitude so quick. Because you guys remember when he signed up, he is like, I am a Doctor Who fan. I bought the action figures. I am into this show. I will do it as long as drag me out of here. And then about 1.5 years later, he's like, I'm leaving. It's getting a little hard. It's getting a little taxing. And I think working for the BBC under Doctor Who, and especially the pressure now that it's their biggest show. I think at the time, Top Gear was still the biggest show. And there's tons of pressure to perform. So that's why we get this homogenized mess that we're getting right now. And that's the answer for Star Trek and Star Wars too, is and their idea of playing it safe is being woke, which makes no sense. Which I don't get it. I love Hitchhikers, the books primarily. Grace B, I love the books, but I would say my favorite version of Hitchhiker is the original, the radio show. The radio show. I love the records too. The cut down, the really well produced, and the vinyl, the LP. They used to be so hard to find. Yeah, R.I.P. Top Gear. Yeah, no shit. I love that show. I love the one where they went to Africa, the Christmas special. That was brilliant. They like drove through the Congo and stuff, and they were trying to find the source of the Nile. That was awesome. They thought they found it. Uh, uh, World of Warcraft has gotten so boring. I have to result to fishing. The filthy farmer. Yeah, fishing, like real fishing or fishing in the game. I don't know. I don't play World of Warcraft though. Play Diablo. Yeah, man. Love Top Gear. Yes, Top Gear was the shit. 13th Doctor is the Valiard. Man, they have been promising us the Valiard, Nathan Norman. I like that would actually be brilliant if you brought back. That'd be too good for. They don't want to do this stuff. I'd like bring back Matt Smith as the Valiard. I predict next season they're going to pull all the stops. They're going to bring back Captain Jack, and then maybe we'll get the Meta Crisis Doctor with Tennant. I mean, that's out there. Why not do a Meta Crisis special? That would be so brilliant. Fact of the matter is that would get better ratings than Jodie's. That would be fucking huge. Fact of the matter is, especially I'm just going to speak over here in the States. Doctor Who had its time. It was really big about 2012, 2013. It was huge here. Like everybody was getting into it. It was all over Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con's like nerd mecca here, if you don't know. And it's a good example to see like what's really hot in the nerd community. Like especially like seeing who's cosplaying as what, and just the general interest of stuff at Comic-Con. And Doctor Who owned Comic-Con for 2 years, absolutely owned it. And now it's nowhere to be found. And then, even when Star Wars came back, it owned Comic-Con for a couple of years, and it was just like, meh, it was just back to normal last couple of years. So after 55 years, Doctor Who just introduced Time Lord religion. Glow Knight, I saw that. But it was in a brief, this is something Moffat did. It was just a one-off line, like saying she has 7 grandmas and my religion is love. And then the Doctor married somebody. I'm not against any of these things by themselves. I imagine the time. I don't know how the Time Lords can be beyond the construct of gender, but then be into religion. That logically doesn't make sense, especially when you're a Time Lord. I mean, you're practically a god, especially if you've lived long enough. Like the Doctor is an old Time Lord, so and they're all still dead. I mean, they're in a pocket universe. Like I'm trying to think back. They haven't changed that. They're still trapped in their little pocket universe, right? Which they're not going to address unless they've addressed it in some big finish that I didn't listen to, and then then it's fixed. I don't know. I am woefully behind on my big finishes. Okay. Matt S is asking hashtag what is Save Susan about? Susan, our co-host, our wonderful co-host from Friday night, has pneumonia. And I just lost that. Hang in there just a second, folks. Looking for. I'll just Google it. We'll start out with this because this article's up right now. And I'm not going to read the whole damn article for you because, like I said, it's mental freaking gymnastics, but it's from Wired. Okay. And the gist of it is, and it's written by Emma Gray Ellis. I want to give her full credit. TV reboots are having a great awokening. It sucks. And I'm like, whoa, Wired wrote this? Excuse me? So she starts out by saying how Doctor Who actually is a good example of a reboot working. I would argue that forever. And basically, she uses the argument of Stephen Moffat's canon that it's okay because Time Lords. Well, here she even. I'll use this quote as an argument. Some Doctor Who fans, for example, find it easy to accept a two-hearted, quasi-immortal alien who travels through time and space in a police box, while female incarnation of that time-traveling alien strains credulity. It's not that the female aspect strains credulity. It's that's not what the show was built on. And here's your argument at the end for Buffy. Okay. The implication stories about women and minorities aren't seen as marketable enough to stand on their own unless they are standing on the shoulders of a story by and for white men. Oh, God, this just worldview is fucking beyond me. But within that little quote, she's saying that you have, they don't feel like that they can take just a woman or somebody else. I don't want to say POC. I fucking hate that. But they're basically saying we have to slap a label on something because we don't believe we can develop this story from the ground up because it wouldn't be popular enough. So, and that's her argument against the Buffy reboot, which isn't happening, but she's just using it as an argument because they were going to make Buffy black, right? But to her, that's not okay. But it's okay to do the Doctor Who thing. And I say it's not okay to do either of them. What you can do is, and she has a great line at the end that I totally agree with. Except I won't use the just for argument's sake, we'll let her use her word. Diversity isn't varnish you can apply to what's familiar. It's an expanded universe. That's what we've been saying. Don't slap a label on something and rewrite history. Don't take away something or change something so drastically that it's unrecognizable to what everybody has loved for the last 50 years. Make something new, make it part in that universe, build it up from scratch. We would all support that. I just don't know how her logic says it's not okay for Buffy, but it's okay for Time Lord. And I can hear it right now. Well, the Time Lords can regenerate. Well, Buffy's fiction. You can say one of the powers of the Slayer is they could change sex at will. I mean, like, it doesn't matter because it's fake. Okay, they can do whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't need to, straining credulity. Yeah, and if for some it does, it actually does. Because you built your brand on something for 50 years. Now, if you want to just call it a reboot, and in this, she calls Doctor Who a reboot, and that's kind of how I see Star Trek Discovery, Star Wars, and Doctor Who right now. And maybe if they just came out and said they're reboots, I think that would take a lot of salt out of our arguments. But they're not, because they don't want to. They want to bring us fans. They want our money. They want us, the old fans, to buy their shit. They just don't care if we like it or not. So yeah, I thought that was a very interesting article, but I did like yes, it's an expanded universe. You can add things to it. You can bring in more people. That more is better. Okay. That's great. Build them from scratch. You know what? They tried to do that with Class and they failed utterly. The reason they failed utterly with Class is because it needed to be woke first before they actually decided to make it a good story, because it was not a good story. I watched, that was painful to watch Class. It was, that was bad. That was a bad show. Oh my God, that was a bad show. And I want Doctor Who spinoffs. I don't know why they haven't done more. There's tons you can do. Sarah Jane Adventures is the best example. That is a female-led spinoff. It's a kid show, but I could actually watch that with my kids. It was good. It was entertaining. I liked it. I liked it as an addition to the Doctor Who universe. It really felt like a Doctor Who show. It felt like it lived in that universe. Class did not. Class, I don't know what the hell was going on there. Clone Commander Jeremy, yes. We've got Woo Woo Wednesday. and we'll talk about a little bit of what we do. Of course, Woo Woo Wednesday is when we talk about the UFO stuff, and that's later on in the episode. We also have the Exozone. Please check it out on my channel. Latest episode was on the channel. I think we might do another one on Saturday. Well, it depends on Doomcock and Dr. What? Exactly. R.I.P. Sarah Jane. Elizabeth Sladen, rest in peace. I think I really think they dropped the ball on not giving her a proper send-off. I would have centered a whole episode around her. I thought that was kind of a bummer, to be honest with you. So should the BBC sell Doctor Who to Netflix? Non-white knight. No, because I actually think Netflix would be just as bad, to be honest with you. I would sell it to Anonymous Content, which is a production company that really puts out good shit. That is, some of the stuff is super political, but it's apolitical, like Mr. Robot, Counterpart. They put out very, very good TV shows. I would sell it to them, or I'd sell it to Amazon. Although one of the biggest mistakes Doctor Who did here in the States was leaving Netflix and going to Amazon. Just not as many people watch Amazon as they do watch Netflix. And it wasn't the 50th anniversary that made Doctor Who huge here finally. I mean, it helped. No, it was being on Netflix. I had all the seasons on Netflix, and all of a sudden everybody started watching Doctor Who because it's still buried on BBC America. Like, I tell you, a bunch, like most Americans will just see BBC, and the only thing they think of is news. They're just gonna go past it. Even so, that's why that network just has never done. It's done okay, but not having Top Gear on it has hurt it quite a bit. Well, I mean, like the Top Gear, the other Top Gear, I don't count as Top Gear. I don't know about you, but I don't. Why, Doctor? Why? Get woke, go broke. Yep, every time. And that's another thing with the Doctor Who merchandising. I mean, this is a fact of life here, folks. Before Jodie Whittaker, Doctor Who merchandise was for everybody, and this, we can have this argument for another day, but no dude is going to wear a Doctor Who shirt now with the modern logo. It's just not going to happen. I mean, what, right or wrong, we can argue that another time. They're not going to do it. Most dudes will not. And the merchandising has it's changed. So there's less emphasis on toys and more on like lifestyle. This whole lifestyle brand trend is really what's behind all this. Because there is money in that. As far as lifestyle merchandising, there's tons of money in that. The problem is all these woke people who want to do lifestyle merchandising. We all know where that stuff's made, and we all know how it's made, who it's made by, and it's not very woke. I'll say that. New laws. All Americans must watch 24 hours of BBC News a day, says Nigel Brought Savage. I just think of Clockwork Orange with his eyes. Yeah, no. Not my Doctor Who, the Sheep 866. No. There's a great website out there that I haven't gone there in quite a while, but it's Doctor Who action figures. Yeah. And it just gives you a list of all the Doctor Who action figures, which I love. Okay. I just think they're great. Wonder what that and I know they're still remaking oh, no, it's gone. Where'd it go? Well, I'm not gonna look for it right now. Should have, stuff hits me, and then I just go there, and it used to be really easy to find, but it was just a list of all the Doctor Who action figures. I'm curious to see what's on it now. Do I think the Picard series, will it be I mean, SJW infested are woke? Yes, absolutely. I think he came out and said it. Patrick Stewart came out and said it with, I think in paraphrasing, He said, I wanted to take a look at, Picard as he's moved on 20 years later, and it could be a reflection of these times because, you know, Hollywood and entertainment has become more detached with the fans than ever. We can actually talk to each other now, but the detachment is growing larger, and it's just a matter of us versus them. We're in our camp, and yeah, I don't know what's behind it. There's going to be a huge backlash to that, as there is to everything. Okay, the pendulum swings both ways, and that's just going to fucking happen. It's starting like the one thing we can get encouraged about, guys, is it's really it's gotten to my kids' school, and these are kids in San Francisco, and we'll just say, oh God, I don't know if I, um, everything's the hyper political stuff is infested everything, absolutely everything, including my son's creative writing class, his art class. Everything art he has to do, I will try to keep this as broad as possible, has to be political. Every story he has written has to be political. One of the stories he came home with, I almost lost my fucking mind. I'm like, you are not writing this story. So I helped him write the story in a way that kind of pissed off the teacher. And that was the point. He's all, Dad, you're going to give me a bad grade. It's like, I don't care. I'll get you ice cream. Don't worry about it. Fucking everything has to have a political slant. We just went to parent teacher conference, and I had my say, and they must think I'm the worst person possible. But I gave them my 2 cents. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of you guys like injecting this stuff into my child's head. All right, he's here to learn. We got to show both sides of an argument. And they claim they were, and I'm all, no, you're not. And yeah, keep this shit up. I'll pull my kid out of the school. Leave Blake 7 alone. Yeah, see, everybody, you gotta ask yourself. I want Torchwood back. I want Blake 7. I want a new Firefly. But then you got to think about who's gonna make it. And then you're all, maybe not. Like don't even say Farscape. Let's just leave Farscape alone. Farscape is fine. Farscape is good. Go watch Farscape. Farscape rules. Okay. Everything I heard, everybody loves Blake 7. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I want to go and catch up on it before anybody goes and reboots it and turns it into, the word for that approach is, Gary, is Stalinism. Yeah. Oh man. It's like I'm perfectly comfortable living here in San Francisco. I'm an independent person. I'm a by the issue dude. Okay, that's it. So I don't get and I don't get offended by shit. I mean, you could do whatever. Comedy can get as dark as it wants. I don't care. But yeah, everybody in that school has. I mean, they're all young, and like his creative writing teacher's like a skater bra, so I call him Mr. Skater Bra. Melissa hates that. But he's like 10. I walk in their parent teacher conference. I'm like, hey, you look like you're like 3 years older than my son. How are you teaching him? William Winters, $2. Thank you so much. Thanks for the great channel and the honest perspective. You're welcome, William. I will be as honest as possible, but I'll also be fair. I'll try to be fair. If like, if hey, Star Trek Discovery season 2 turns it around and it's good, fuck, I'll say so. The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, $2. Tommy Wiseau as the Doctor. Yes. No. Thank you, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, who is our patron, and William Winters. Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey was £2. William Winters was $2. You are most welcome. And Adjacent Culture gave us one earlier. Thank you as well. Well, in that case, comb your beard. You're on YouTube. I did comb my beard. Is it messy again? Here, I'll comb my beard. See, it's combed. I've got my comb around all the time. I blow dry my beard. William Winters, I am you are a patron as well. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yes, William Winters is a patron as well. And we love you for it. Thank you to all the patrons. And sorry the nooner was late yesterday. So if you're a patron, yeah, you get nooners on Tuesday and Thursday. But mine was super late because I was cutting that video, and then I'm not going to bore you with my house is mad at me right now, so it wants to fall apart, and rodents are digging holes in it. Yeah, it's not good. Homeowners insurance is a good thing, folks. Doctor Who season 11, series 11 or STD, which is worse in your opinion? Dark past 27. How dare you ask me such a hard question? That's like picking my children, but in reverse. Which is easy to do. It's like, by the way, if whatever kid I'm not mad at, I like more. No, I love my kids. What is worse? What is worse? Mm, God, Doctor Who. Doctor Who's worse. Doctor Who is actually worse. It's funny because when we started, when the first episode, I'm like, okay, like the first episode wasn't terrible. It wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. It had some illogical things and dumb stuff in it, but it wasn't terrible. Star Trek Discovery was terrible from like the first nanosecond, from the first like it started out with the whole walking in the sand in the shape of the star to give the signal to the ship that was in the fucking clouds, and it just made no sense at all. So yes, Doctor Who's worse, but it's because I'm a bigger Doctor Who fan than Star Trek. So it took me a while to get to Doctor Who being worse. That's what my point is there. Wow. Okay. What's up, Brent Newman? £5. Chris Persia said this one on the last stream. All kudos to him. Sean Pertwee as the next Doctor. Hell yeah. Oh, Brent Newman and Chris Persia. Fuck yes. Sean Pertwee as the Doctor. I mean, listen, I have a preference for a younger dude, and I don't care what that dude looks like, by the way. Please go see a video that's really old, but I picked 5 doctors. Best person for the job. Best person for the job. That's it. Yeah, the verdict is in on Jodie, guys and gals. There's no charisma there. And at the end of my video, I just give you like 4 examples of that doctor look. And then I gave you hers. And by the way, when those looks are all picked at a very dramatic moment in that wasn't just like random pictures I picked. I went through and I've picked my favorite looks. So when Eccleston is talking to Rose, when the Ninth Doctor is talking to Rose, and he's talking about who he is, and he gives that speech about about the world spinning. He's all, I can feel it, and he takes her hand, and then she can feel it too. And he gives her the look, that doctor look I was telling about, like, I am 900 years old. I have seen shit that would turn you gray. Look. And then of course, with David Tennant, it's when he says to the at the end of the silence in the library, and he's all, I'm the doctor, look me up, that look. And then Matt Smith, unfortunately, probably his best episode was his first one, when he's like, I'm the doctor, look me up. It's basically the same thing. And then Capaldi at the end of Deep Breath, after he straight up kills somebody. He looks up with that Capaldi look, which is honestly that one like stands out the most. That one like looks right through you. And then Jodie, the one time she got tough in Kerblam, that was her look. That was the one time she got tough. And then after she got tough, she goes, was I too tough there? It's like, no, you're not. Steel Johnson, $2. There's only one true Top Gear. There is. And honestly, hey, I love the Grand Tour. It just feels different. And their first episode, they went to Burning Man. Ugh. I was like, really? Effing Burning Man. Ugh. The only good thing about Burning Man is it gets all the idiots out of San Francisco for a weekend. Sorry, that's how I feel about Burning Man. I guess it used to be cool, but the whole fact that it's about burning the man, it's about being, anti, not anti-capitalism. It's more like just like being free, being artistically free. We're gonna burn the man and go like be naked in the desert and run around. But then it's become like the most corporate thing. It's funny. It's irony. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Steel Johnson. Hail Steel Johnson. All right, let's get to more chat. When I watched I wanted to peel my eyes out, Nerdrotic channel, when I watched Star Trek Discovery, says Alex Brown. Yeah, I guess what? We get a short trek tomorrow, and we will be live. We will be live the minute after it airs. I'm going to go right on. I'm not, usually I try to take some notes and prep. These things have turned out so meaningless. I'm just going to fire it up as soon as it's over. So stay tuned. I'll have the live stream set up and ready to go about a half an hour prior, and we'll commiserate together. And you and your you UK friends in Europe, you're saved from this. It is 18 minutes of your life that you can go do something else, like I don't know, go take a walk, pet a dog, walk your dog, tell your mom you love her. It's something like, do something else. Donate to charity. STD breaks too much canon, surely. Sean Osborne, it does. Doctor Who canon is a different beast. So I will freely admit that Star Trek Discovery's offenses to canon are far worse than Doctor Who. The only reason I say Doctor Who is worse is because I am a bigger fan. But they're still, it's just worse. They're bad. They're both horrifically bad. And my mind might change after season 2. I can't believe there's going to be a season 2. Oh, man. Bring back Noel Edmonds to Top Gear. I was not in favor of a female doctor, but if Jodie Whittaker was any good as the doctor, I may have watched series 11, but things I have seen and heard have put me off. Yes. Robert Dunlop, I completely agree with you right there. And that's I was not for Jodie Whittaker as the doctor, but I was never going to say like she couldn't have won me over. I could have completely been won over with, and a better writer could have done that. And I pointed out in my last video why that's not happening. And it's not even that these writers can't write sci-fi. One of them does. The one writer with sci-fi experience only co-wrote an episode. And we don't know how much, because it was the writer's room. So we really don't know how much of each writer is, they have parameters, of course. So if they get full credit, they had to write most of the script, but I don't know how it works over there. It works differently over here. You have to write a certain percentage of the script for you to count as the full writer of the show. And all of them, and I mean all of them, if you dig deep enough, they are all political. Now, I don't know, especially finding 3 political playwrights. Who watches political plays? Like, honey, let's go on a date tonight. Let's go see a political play. Okay. Who does that? I would rather search for rodents in my fucking basement, to be honest with you. I would rather do that than go see a political play. I need a play to help me think, to tell me what my agenda is. Or the playwrights are, which is great because one of them is like a kid. And again, I hate to pick on kids, but I mean, this is what kids do. But there's some 20-year-old is like, I'm a T. So somebody in the comments said that. I forgot who you were, but great. It was a simple but spot on comment. I'm a TV writer. I'm going to change the world. It's okay, youngster. Like, I'm going to write something I've never really experienced myself, that I've only heard about on the news or read in a book, and then I'm going to change people's minds. There's a lot of that going on. The DJD show says I can't watch Doctor Who. I have to. We only have 2 more episodes to go. Um, if somebody like who has, age doesn't matter. It's like it is if you've like experienced something particular, when you were growing up or you were in some part of the world and then you write about it. Yeah, that's one thing. But if it's just like I grew up in a posh neighborhood in London and I'm gonna write about, shit I only heard about, then it's not, yeah. And that's honestly, if you take a look at them. There's one writer who she wrote science fiction, but it's basically to get a political message across. But at least she was a writer. Okay, she was children's writer laureate or something for in the UK. At least like she had some cred, um, but it was still political first, and that was the whole point of the video. Hope that came across. I worked very hard on it. Bring back Tom Baker. Tom Baker is writing a book, Greg Ellis. He's one of his unused Doctor Who scripts is turning into a book, and I cannot wait to read it. Alex Brown said she called the dad stupid because he lost his wife. Yeah. She talked down to a grieving father who was obviously making like the dumbest decision ever. And that was really forced what they did to did to Eric at the end of that episode. And man, that pissed me off. I was just like, they really went out of their way to make it CD Horde. How can you be too sick for a nooner? That sucks. It's going around though, buddy. I hope you feel better. That's the one thing I get on is just listen, there's some shitty dads out there. Okay. Of course there's shitty dads and there's shitty moms and there's shitty people and there's good people. But the amount of bad fathers that there is in entertainment is astounding. And it's something I've been working on for a long time. This might be my like stairway to heaven, or it could be my heaven's gate. You never know. And I'm doing. It's going to be Father's Day. I'm going to come out with a video, which is basically entertainment. It started out as Hollywood's problem with fathers, but it's expanded to the BBC and to the UK, and the general dislike for fathers. Like every father is either he doesn't pay attention to his kid, or he's abusive, or he's an idiot. Most of them, it's just straight up an idiot. Every goddamn commercial, the husband's a complete moron, which was funny 20 years ago. But they keep doing that, and it's yeah. And this comes from all the people who were who talk about, oh, things got to be fair. And we can't offend anybody except for dads. And again, once in a while is fine, but it's in everything, absolutely everything. Uh, Peter Dinklage reprises Tyrion as the Doctor. Peter Dinklage would actually probably be a pretty good Doctor. I know he's from Jersey, but he does a decent accent. I don't know. I'll let the UK people decide. Does Peter Dinklage do a good act? Is his accent okay? It sounds good to me, but like I am from California, where English is our second language, and I don't have a first language. So, well, I do, but it's like it's very few words. When you grow up in Southern California, it's like dude. Like dude can mean 1,000 things. It's just how you say it. Jody is meek. Yes. And that's not to say women are meek. No, there is plenty of women who could give that look. I mean, we all had moms, right? We remember that. You remember that look. And it's just a parent look, Uh, the Doctor is wishy-washy, cry towel. I have wait, if I turn around, I have well, it's for the movie, but if you can see it right there, it's my hitchhiker towel that they gave away at Comic-Con. If you can see it right next to my Cyberman mask, which is sitting on my Expanse books. They can't afford Dinklage. No, they can't. Dinklage is A-list. He needs a I'd love that guy as an actor. I would watch him in anything. And you want to talk about breaking fucking, boundaries and shit, like, and like, you know, that's how it's done. Like George R. R. Martin made I would agree. I would say that that Tyrion is a main character, if not the main character of Game of Thrones. I mean, it's arguable. Okay, it's Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, Tyrion Lannister are the I still think the three heads of the dragon, by the way. And yeah, he's a little person. And in the book, he's horribly disfigured. He's missing half his face. He does not have a nose in the book. Yeah, the books, people are way uglier and younger. Like Jon Snow's like 18. Maybe he's 20 because it's supposed to be 5 years. But he starts out at like 13 and 14. And everybody's like, Rob was 15 at the time. Now the years could be longer because of the whole seasons thing, and we don't know how time really passes on Planetos. I don't like calling it Planetos. I like the known world is what it's called within the books. It's not called Planetos. That's a Tumblr thing. Tiki of Doom. Yes, in California we speak Vato, dude. Órale ese. $5 super chat from Lubella. Part of the issue is people with shitty dads and or hate their dads often tend to gravitate towards the entertainment biz. Absolutely. And that's part of the that's part of the essay. Is you're spot on that one. Bad parenting creates artists. It does. It absolutely does. And there's a lot of bad parenting, and that's going to be part of the video too. I'm going to take bad dads to task, but the thing is, and not to get too deeply personal here, but I'm adopted. So my dad, my birth father, my sperm donor, I'll still call him my dad, I don't care, bailed out on my mom, who was just turned 16 when she had me. It's a weird, now that I'm old, I see a picture of my mom and this little fucking kid with a baby bump. And he bailed. I've never seen him. Don't know what he looks like. Don't know where he lives. I think I know his name. That's it. Yeah, and I had abandonment issues, but I dealt with that shit. I'm not mad at my dad. I mean, like, he was young too, and shit happens, and life turns out the way it does. It's okay as a kid to be upset about that shit, because I would be lying if I told you I wasn't. But if you're 50 and you're still pissed that your dad was bad to you, and then your dad won. Your bad dad won. If he beat you this long, he won. And yeah, get help, because there's a certain point where it's like, it's on you, it's on me to get past shit. So but they yeah, we got like 55-year-old guys still working out daddy issues in scripts. It's like, come on, really? Chris Persia, being honest is still the best policy. Canadian to Canadian dollars. It is still the best policy, and these companies are not honest with us. As far as Doctor Who and Star Trek Discovery are fucking reboots. That's what they are. They simply are just reboots, but they don't want to tell you because they want your old fan money, because that's going to help finance their reboot. And then when they get that initial investment, we'll call it, then they're fucking done with you. And that's it. I mean, we're seeing that with Star Wars and Star Trek and Doctor Who. We'll bring in Star Wars is the biggest hoodwink of all time. We're going to bring in the original cast, and we're going to sprinkle it out over a couple of movies, and we're going to just destroy the hell out of them, which was a conscious decision by Kathleen Kennedy, a conscious, creative decision by Kathleen Kennedy. and J.J. Abrams to do that, to elevate their new characters, because they were only going to get the old characters for one movie. And they just thought they were so fucking good that it was going to work, and it didn't. Well, because people only see the monetary success of the first movie and of the second movie too, and they don't really get into the details, although the devil is in the details, they follow the same map. And they come out and they're like, well, they'll just fucking lap up anything, these people. So we'll do the same with Star Trek. And that's, Midnight's Edge reported they wanted Star Trek to be Star Wars. And quite frankly, Star Trek has always had a limit of how popular it is. Yes, it's the first fandom, and to me, kind of the best fandom, but it's limited. Like it's got a threshold, we'll say. They wanted to make it a multi-billion-dollar franchise, which Star Trek can never be. It can never be a Star Wars, ever. And that's okay. I think Star Trek should really resign themselves to being like the DC Comics. DC Comics is never going to overtake Marvel. Not in my lifetime. I wish it would sometimes, but it won't. That's what Star Trek is. Star Trek's just always going to be number 2 to Star Wars, and that's fine. It's number 1. Well, it was number 1 in my heart over Star Wars, but they followed that roadmap and they think it's a good one. So they think everything needs to be injected with an ideology instead of doing stuff naturally. And I know it's like a broken record here, but man, it just fucking, it sucks. It sucks watching the stuff we love getting taken over by people who do not give a shit about it. And then attacking fans, which Doctor Who just did, by the way, through their actors, calling the fans bizarre. Now, I wouldn't call that a blatant attack, but let's just say it was a mild shot across the bow. And, honestly, the rage over Doctor Who is getting stronger, but it's not as big as Star Trek or even Star Trek that I've noticed, but it's growing. The amazing thing really is how many freaking people from the UK we have subscribing to the channel. It's brilliant. I love that. That's why I released last night's video for you guys. I released it because I released the video at 12:30 in the morning here in San Francisco. That was for you guys because I knew that would be hitting about 7 a.m., 8 a.m. your time, and did well. So cool. Filthy Farmers from Canada. We love Canada. Let's get to chat a little bit, folks. Been yakking this whole time. It's kind of like a train wreck at this point. I can't stop watching, says Alex Brown. I think that's why a lot of people are watching, but it's, dude, it's undeniable. It's getting decent ratings in the UK. It must be just getting it. Maybe it got that different audience it wants. Problem is that different audience doesn't buy anything. They'll watch the show. They'll watch the hell out of the show, but they won't go spend, $100 a month on Doctor Who stuff. I could never get in. I could never get into that. You and the Edge would make me respect for Bill and Ted's. I don't know. Is there a typo there? Am I not reading this? I could never get into that. You and the Edge would make me respect for Bill and Ted's. Is it respect for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with Doctor Who? Is that what you? Sometimes you're typing on your phone and it finishes words for you. I got you, man. So I think you're saying that I can never get into Doctor Who, but it makes me respect Bill and Ted's. Bill and Ted's is awesome. Yes, I watched that movie many times while sparking my doobies back in the day when I did that kind of thing. Getting a little ganj, going and watching Bill and Ted's. Bloody cold. It is. I saw that, and Doctor Who broke my hearts, says Alex Brown. Yes. Oh, that's a good one. I think I might steal that for a title. I'll give you full credit though. Is it stealing if I give you full credit, Alex? Like our final Doctor Who review for the year will be "It Broke My Hearts." That's pretty good. I like that. Lord Jamie says my dad was shit. Doesn't mean I think all are. There you go. I'm sorry your dad was shit. Dads, be good to your kids. I know it's fucking a basic thing to say. Be good to your fucking kids. All right. You want to make the world a better place. Yeah, try to make your life, your immediate life around you a better place, and that helps a lot because it just gets paid forward. I wish I could practice that all the time, but like I'm an asshole sometimes too, especially when I drive. Capaldi Gomez for 2020, make America Scottish, says Odd Job. I would be I would be for that. I love Capaldi was in what was the band he was in? I remember that band. I was like, oh my God. And that's shit that makes you feel old. You're like, I liked that band when I was a kid, and oh my God, he's old and I'm old. And then I realized that Capaldi's only like 9 years older than me, 8 years older than me. It's poor writing. Bad dad equals instant drama. Wooly Bowley, yes. It's just like your easiest way to get the drama. It's like, oh man, I need some drama. Bad dad. Spin the drama wheel. And bad dad's like the one that's on there the most, when you're out of ideas. Flaws are important to a proper character, but there's many ways to put in flaws. Give them addiction issues, or they like pizza too much, or everybody's got flaws. Just pick one from your history. The thing is, I think that's part of the point is they just keep picking the commonality between a lot of artists is they've had bad parents. We'll just say bad parents. Peter is fine. We like Peter. I'd rather see Mr. Bean play Rowan Atkinson play the Doctor. He has DJ Odyssey. I would though. I would rather see it in the future too. That episode that was written by Stephen Moffat, and it actually had a female Doctor, and they do consider that canon, which I cannot believe. It was from go help me out, people in the UK. It was from Comic Relief. Do you guys still do Comic Relief? Am I a Big Lebowski fan? Yes. I'm a Coen Brothers fan. I'm a giant Coen Brothers fan. Watch The Ballad of Buster Scruggs on Netflix. It's fucking excellent. Rube's Good Brain Coffee. I like that coffee's in your title. Here. To you, Rube. A Pete's. It's a place we have here in the Bay Area. It's very good. They are not sponsored. They just have crackalicious coffee that helps with live streams quite a bit. That's to you, bud. Jodie's line readings are terrible because she's not committed to the character and the directing is not supporting her. No. It feels like she took this job. I'm going to speculate here. She took on the job. She's a mom, by the way. But it's still like she's working locally, I guess. It's still an 8-hour job. It's no different than what other working mom does that, Melissa, my wife, she's a mom. She works fucking insane hours. And she does, well, she does have assistants. I can't say that. I was going to say she doesn't have assistants. Well, yeah, actually she does. So yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to the rumor that she's leaving and Chris Chibnall's leaving because they haven't denied it. And now I wouldn't deny it if it was just me saying it or a couple people saying it, but a lot of people are saying, I mean, just type it in, just Google it. I showed it on the video. It's everywhere. It warrants, hey, no, this is not true. That would just take the flame out of all of our arguments. Just say it's not true. It has to be true. I'm sure Chris Chibnall's leaving. I'm just going to say that guy. In my mind, I am sure he is leaving. I don't know if she is yet, though. And fact of the matter is, we had people in the chat telling me that for like 2 days before I even did a video. I was like, "No, really? No." I thought it was just like some Reddit rumor. I didn't think it was Starburst that reported it, which is kind of a big deal. River was way more Doctor. Graphic FX. I like early River song, later River song, post Moffat's. Here's what happened with Moffat. This is just what I think happened. Moffat used to be on Twitter. Moffat, there was some time around 2000. It was right around the 50th anniversary. He some articles went around. The Mary Sue had one that he was sexist, and it started getting around that Moffat was sexist. And he either got a talking to at the BBC or it really got under his skin. He quit Twitter, and all of a sudden, all his rating changed. I remember I have the magazine where I read that what kind of a companion Clara was going to be. And Clara was going to be a witty, sexy, fun, flirty computer genius. She was supposed to be like a computer hacker. And then in Asylum of the Daleks, we got a Clara. I'm like, oh, she's great. She's great. And then we got the other Clara who sucked. I mean, just straight up sucked. And didn't play well with Capaldi and like and I think it just got into his head. It got under his skin, and his writing just went fucking down the tubes right then and there. The last half of season 7, as much as I wanted to like it, it wasn't good. And season 8 had some good episodes, but they weren't written by him. He wrote a couple, but Capaldi carried whatever I enjoyed from season 8 to 10. I didn't like Capaldi at first. By the end of season 8, I fucking loved him. I was like, holy shit, this is a great Doctor. I can't wait. We're going to get like back to form. And then I heard they were bringing Davros back, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm down with this. And then, oh my God, did I get pissed off when Capaldi was riding around in Davros's chair and just being silly. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What are they doing? And I love the Missy reveal. I thought it was great. Even in season 8, Clara was still annoying, but like less annoying. And I had high hopes, and they got just crushed. And season 10 was awful. I don't know how you guys felt about Bill. I didn't think Bill got much of a chance. I mean, I kind of was okay with Bill when she wasn't reminding me she was gay every 5 seconds. It's like, okay, I get it. And that's fine. That's great. Honestly, I mean, like, lesbian companion. Okay, sure. Why not? Are we going to actually seeing her have sex with anybody? Because it's really irrelevant, unless you're going to have a relationship. And she had one with Pilot at the beginning, and then it had that weird end. Oh, and they're starting to reuse themes already. With the episode Demons of Punjab. Basically had the same villain as Twice Upon a Time, which was people collecting, a villain that is around like having reverence for death and being mistaken for a villain that is killing people. Very similar there, by the way. But I don't know. I'd like interested to hear what you guys thought about Bill. Bane's mask from Dark Knight Rises was in the Elseworlds crossover photos. Is the Arrowverse really going to retcon the Dark Knight trilogy into it? No, Silhouette and Animer. It's just part of it. They're going to acknowledge every DC thing that has ever been done, apparently, just in little Easter eggs and stuff. I'm going to watch it. I think I'll review it. I'll review it. Because it looks like they're just going to go straight comic book. When they go straight comic book, and we're not talking about, who Constantine's going to sleep with. I don't care who Constantine sleeps with. I want to see him cast spells and fight demons. Okay, I don't go. Relationships are fine. If if it's a really long drama, it makes a difference if it's 25 episode season or a 13 episode season. If you're a 13 episode season, you don't have time for dicking around with a lot of relationships. You maybe have one or two in the show, and you get to fucking work. You get to action. You get to giving us superhero stuff, or Doctor Who, using the sonic screwdriver, except to threaten people. I don't know. That was weird. It's no feelings in hallways. No fucking feelings in hallways. And that's what the CW had turned into. This podcast was started on fucking CW shows. We were going to cover Arrow and Flash because I loved them. And then it just turned into, let's go in this corridor or hallway and talk about feelings or a secret that we have. And it just got so formulaic that like there's always 1 to 2 people keeping a secret from somebody they trust that like really makes no logical sense except to create drama. And then the Flash fighting, a speedster every season got old too. It's like, Flash has other villains. There's many things I liked about the CW shows. I liked Legends of Tomorrow season 1. I liked a lot. Flash season 1 liked a lot. Season 2 of Arrow is kind of my favorite. I loved season 2 of Arrow. Yeah, I don't like Supergirl at all. I like iZombie. I think has actually been the most consistent show, even though it's not connected in that universe. Black Lightning was okay until it went incredibly woke and crazy. I couldn't watch it anymore. Bring back Ward Cleaver. Ward Cleaver. That's a random statement. OG Spot Club. You go do what you got to do. That's totally cool. Zombie Cersei for the win, sitting dead-eyed on the throne. The end. LOL, says Jamie Knight. Maybe it's supposed to be a bittersweet ending. So as far as Game of Thrones is concerned and the Song of Ice and Fire, I've read each book 6 times all the way through. I'm currently reading against my better judgment, Fire and Blood, which my wife bought me. I am not giving George R. R. Martin any more money until he finishes Winds of Winter. And yes, I watched Night Flyers. And yes, Night Flyers delayed Winds of Winter, and I'm not happy about it. And wow. Silhouette and Animator, thanks again for the $5 super chat. We also have Joseph Petrick for £2. I actually like Jodie. The season 11 stories are weak, and that's cool. It's beyond liking or disliking Jodie at this point because it's clearly not her fault. Now you could not like Jodie. I don't know. I can't say I like Jodie yet because I don't know because the writing has been so fucking bad. You ever seen the Californian sketches in SNL? SNL. Yes, I have. They're fucking good. I'm not a fan of SNL anymore though. I don't know why. I just not. I love to see PC writers burn on re-entry. BBC won't cancel Doctor Who, and no, it won't. You're right. It's not just a show. Hopefully, they learn their lesson. MPD, it's MP Deventer. You're right. They're not going to cancel this show. There's no way. That is not happening. Hope I never insinuate the fact that they're going to cancel the show. Did you watch the 100th episode of Flash last night, Filthy Farmer? I have not. I'm watching it later. What do you think about David Morrissey playing the Doctor? I think that'd be great. I mean, he already has, kinda. So, and that actually got a lot of people excited, during the next Doctor. But yeah, they so messed up the OG Star Wars characters bad, like irreparable damage, like beyond. It's actually it's hurt action figure sales. It's hurt toy sales. World Class Bullshitters has documented that perfectly on what I really do think it led to Toys R Us kind of going down. get, get the Doctor and Rose together for a scene. Says Ras 8472. Uh, I'm sure that's being played out on Tumblr as we speak. You'd think creators would also want to portray positive examples of dads as well, but I guess not. Lou Bella, no, they wouldn't. Yeah, I would. You'd think so, but every time they do, I was watching Night Flyers. I'm like, oh, it's a good dad. No, he's a bad dad. Oh, there you go again. There we go again. Top Gear and Doctor Who. BBC is killing their best shows, says James. Yes. And this was predicted. I wish I could remember who said it. I think it was even Jeremy Clarkson who said it. It was somebody to that aspect, somebody who's not afraid to clap back at the BBC, who was working for the BBC, and I can't think of anybody else besides Jeremy Clarkson who warned of the people who are currently taking over the BBC are uh, all have political backgrounds. Like, they don't have television backgrounds; they have political backgrounds. And honestly, that's been happening to a lot of entertainment. Sana Amanad, who is at Marvel right now, who is pretty much she's not editor in chief in name. She's in charge of the lifestyle brand. She used to work with the White House, with the current, with an administration. I will just say that's her background, is all political. No comic books in the background. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I like disco too. Don't hate me, says Joseph Pedrick. I don't hate you. You can like whatever you want. Just don't hate me for not liking it. And we can totally agree. It's like, you can like it, I'm not gonna like it, and then don't get mad when I'm on my channel saying I don't like it. If we just disagree on that, just like skip that episode, because we can agree on most everything else. And we're cool. Thank you for the £2 super chat. But no, I do not judge people for liking something. And yeah, I mean, you like what you like, but just don't judge me for not liking something. And we could just agree to disagree, but I'm going to shit on it on my channel. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to stop. But I can steer you towards some great shows as well. All right. Counterpart, The Expanse, Legion. If you like animated stuff, Venture Brothers, Castlevania, Alter Carbon. Origin was okay. It was okay. There's a lot of okay shows out there. Westworld, I think Westworld can turn around, so I'll soften my stance on that. Definitely watch Westworld season 1. It's great. Game of Thrones, yeah, season 7 pissed me off, but I still love Game of Thrones. Okay, I do. I rewatched season 7. My opinion is not softened on it though. It just they really crapped the bed on that one. The writers let every fan of that show down. Best example of what happened to Game of Thrones was the last time somebody said words or wind. It's been like 4 seasons. They stopped using George R.R. Martin speak. And if you read the books, which a lot of you out there do, for one, that George R. R. Martin is one of those uber talented writers. He's a genius writer. This is a guy who grew up in Jersey or something like that. And, but he has all of his lords and everybody talking like it was, medieval times. It's great. It's great. At least it feels that way. And that's the most important part. Crimson Empire. I want to see Sean Pertwee play the Doctor. God, I do too. He would be so fucking good. You want to? Do you guys think that after Jodie they'll go back to basics? Because I don't. I think it's off to the races. I think they're going to do all kinds of crazy stuff with the Doctor. But the biggest bummer about the Doctor is it's not Jodie. It's the approach the BBC's taking right now, which is very PBS after school special. Like, there's not going to be stories with stakes. We're not going to get 2-parters. We're not going to get overarching stories that are fucking brilliant. We're not going to get, if we get the Daleks, it'll be some silly Dalek adventure. It'll be like somebody has a pet Dalek and it's cute. Yeah, it's or like a baby Dalek or some shit like that. I mean, that's what we're gonna get. You know, it's like I've said before, it was a show for everybody. Now it's basically a show for girls. I mean, you know, which is I guess fine. Girls need shows too, and but yeah, it was a show for girls and boys, and now it's just a show for girls, and that's fine. I guess they in wanting to include everybody, you know, these words inclusive and diverse, they don't mean what they mean. We all know what they really mean. And the fact that they can't come out and say it uh, makes it sinister. Okay, if you have to use a buzzword to cover up what you're really doing, it's sinister. It sends up my bullshit flag. If you can't be just upfront and honest and say, hey, you know what? It's been a lot of white dudes on everything. We're going to make it less white. I would respect that. I would. And honestly, sure. I have no fucking problem with that. As long as the shit's good, I don't care. But the fact that they dance around it, you know, and not that I'm all, oh, I need white dudes and everything. I don't. I really don't. Okay. I don't need dudes and everything. I'm not a fan of sausage fests. All right. Like I said, Buffy's one of my favorite TV shows. But the dishonesty about it is what that's the thing that's the problem I fucking have. All right. You know, I go to AANA, and honesty wins the day. You do not get sober without being fucking real, and you got to get real with yourself first, because the people, especially us recovering addicts, the people we lie to the most is ourselves. So once we get honest with ourselves, and that's fucking the hardest thing to do, believe me. I'm been doing this for a while, and I'm not perfect at it, never will be. Okay, but yeah, the fact that they're using buzzwords is it slants towards propaganda, and it goes to something way deeper than representation on a TV show. Doomcock has talked about this, and it's a touchy fucking subject. That's why I'm not going to go all the way there, but it's what's really behind all of this that we talk about. I'm just trying to protect escapism. I'm not trying to change the world. Really hope Counterpart season 2 doesn't go the way of Westworld season 2. Tamarocks, oh my God, that's my biggest fear. Thank you for talking about that. Let's straight up just come out and say it. I'm not going to dance around this one. I don't want Time's Up Counterpart. No Time's Up Counterpart. Counterpart has strong female characters. I hate that strong female shit. Counterpart has complex characters where the women are not all these perfect scientists who do everything great. They're actually just women. They're people. And they're fucking brilliant. Okay. And yeah, they've got one woman assassin, and no, she doesn't beat up 300-pound guys. They do it fucking right. She blends in. So she makes you, she kind of pulls you in by thinking she's not dangerous at all. And then she does something like, we'll pull out a knife and cut your Achilles tendon, and then she'll get you. You know, that makes sense. Like, that's brilliant. That's good writing. That's why we like Counterpart. Yeah, it just, you know, I don't like all of anything in charge. Like I've said before, I like, why can't, you know, the whole Time's Up thing is about, it's time for all women to be in charge. And I think that's how some people interpret it. And it's actually more women. I mean, like, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I like the whole, it depends, the best person of the job being in charge. Okay. But it seems like there's the problem with the overcorrection that is clearly going on. The best example for this is Iron Fist season 2, which was a fucking joke and dishonest advertising, to be honest with you, is that there's going to be a backlash to this, and we don't want that. We don't want that. Things were going fine. These dark times we're living. God, I was at my A meeting. I heard that. And I'm like, really? Are these dark times? I'm feeling great. I am. Speaking of animation, and I doubt any here minds about anybody hear minds about Marvel animation spoilers. The newest episode of Avengers Assemble killed off Captain America for real. Really? Really? Oh, well, nobody stays dead in comics though. So are they following the Civil War storyline? Is that what's going on? Thank you for the $10 super chat, Silhouetted Animator. That is, I'm gonna have to watch that, man. And I don't like that show. I loved Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Silhouetted Animator. That was a great, great show. Chris Yost, man, Chris Yost and Greg Kyle were so good at making Marvel cartoons. Grayscale, oh shit. Grayscale Plaid. I'm trying to get my window up here. What do you think about the guy who played the operative in Serenity being the Doctor? That was my pick. Grayscale Plaid in my video. He was my number one pick. I wanted him to play the Doctor. I think he would be fucking perfect. Problem is, like, we knew, there's certain actors when you see him coming up, you're like, oh, this guy's going to be a star. Like, I'm forgetting his name, but the guy who played Cottonmouth in Luke Cage, you're like, okay, this guy's acting is like miles above everybody else in this show. He's going to be a fucking star. And guess what? He, was in an Academy Award winning film, and now he's going to be in True Detective. He's from Oakland, and he's fucking great. I felt the same way. I'm forgetting his name, but when I saw him in Serenity, I'm like, who is this guy? This guy's brilliant. He's like outshining everybody. He made that. Serenity is a damn near perfect science fiction movie for me, and it's a perfect ending for Firefly. That's why I honestly, I don't need more Firefly, because I felt like I got real closure with that, and it's really entertaining to rewatch. And I don't know if they could have made. I know the movie didn't do well. They made a lot of mistakes in marketing, but I fucking that movie's 10 out of 10 for me. I love that movie. So Tamrox for $10, Silhouetted Animator for $10, Grayscale Plaid for $5, and then we have Paul Thonkum. Am I getting that right? I'm sorry. Please tell me how to pronounce if I'm getting it wrong. And when I watched the new Doctor Who, I just want her to shut up every time she speaks. It's annoying. She's too manic, Paul. She's too manic. Dennis pointed this out. She needs to let the scene breathe. Of course she's working it out. The thing is, with all the new regenerations, with all the Doctors I've experienced, I was on board by episode 5 or 6. I was like, okay, we're rolling. I was never not on board this late in the game. And honestly, I know Moffat had some stinkers, but I was showing those ratings earlier. The penultimate episode, the episode leading up to the finale, usually it gets good ratings. And this one didn't. The only reason Doctor Who ticked up here in the States, in my opinion, is the episode before last was on Thanksgiving weekend. We have a holiday here, and there was more people here. This is why it's insane that they left the Christmas day. Just here in the States, New Year's Day is not a day where the family stays and hangs out. New Year's Day, people just do shit, or they're watching sports ball, but it's not like Christmas. By the way, if you are a member of our Patreon, which you can join for as little as $1, we are doing a Doctor Who Christmas special watch party on our Patreon. And there's a way we can actually all watch it together. So yeah, if you're interested in that, it's $1. You could dip in for a month and dip out. Christmas Day, we're doing it. We're fucking doing it. I haven't picked the episode yet. Maybe we'll do 2. I am partial. My favorite is Voyage of the Damned. I love Voyage of the Damned. Christmas Invasion is great too, of course. But I am partial to Voyage of the Damned. My favorite Matt Smith Christmas special is, I know this one annoys people, but the Christmas Carol one where the girl sings the sharks, I like that one. I thought it was really good. That was really, really good. And the one not everybody, the Doctor and the Wardrobe one. I like that one too. Wonder Girl 60s, what's up? $4.99. Save Doctor Who, right? 13th character like David Morrissey. Just thought she was the Doctor. Agreed. Agreed. I like that. I like that name. Wonder Girl 60s. Is that like Wonder Girl from the Teen Titans? Because Donna Troy, big Donna Troy fan here. The Expanse, the Expanse, the Expanse, the Expanse. We're going to be doing. Oh my God, Matt Guy, I am criminal for always forgetting the freaking Orville. The Orville is coming, folks. We are covering every episode. We will be live after it airs on the East Coast. Please come check us out for that, because that's a good show. The only slight worry I have is, and Doomcock has brought this up too, and I shared I was at the panel at San Diego Comic-Con. And listen, it's 99% chance it's going to be good. This is only a 1% chance. Seth MacFarlane stated how he wanted to have a more serious tone and maybe dial back the comedy a little bit, and I am like totally against that. So I don't know what he meant by that, though. He could have meant, I could be misinterpreting that. Seth MacFarlane's a cool dude. I don't like the Family Guy, never have liked the Family Guy, but he has completely won me over. Just how when he hosted the Oscars, giving Harvey Weinstein shade and finding out that like it's because he knew something, and like respect, and also just because the Orville's fucking awesome. It won't be on Blu-ray though, which is damn shame. Which is a damn shame. All right, back to the chat here. Crimson Empire Entertainment could not agree more. Nerdrotic channel, they need to put the Douglas Adamsness back into Doctor Who. Agreed. Hitchhiker and Doctor Who, I mean, I'm stating the obvious to our friends in the UK, occupy the same world. They are in the same world. That's why in Christmas Day Invasion, when David Tennant said, he had an Arthur Dent look, and he's all, oh, nice man. I hooted like my team just scored. I went, whoa, yeah. That was just one of the greatest moments in the new Who for me. I've gone back to watching 90s shows like The Next Generation, Stargate. No SJW bullshit anywhere. No. And that whole term moving stuff forward, those shows did that stuff. It's not like we wanted to, yeah. It's not like any of us want to go backwards, okay? That's like, it's dumb. We just want to not think about the stuff once in a while. That's all. That's all. It's really that simple. The Grayscale Plaid says, this is comic books. Nobody dies for real. Oh, High Desert 004. We will disagree on that one, but that's okay. I still love you. Douglas Adams is not overrated. He kind of repeated themes and stuff, but his stuff resonates with me personally. When I read him, his just philosophy and everything. Yeah, I love Douglas Adams. Never say anything bad about Douglas Adams. Piers Anthony should write some Doctor Who. That'd be interesting. Odd job. Yeah. They should let some American writers take a crack at it. Noah Hawley writing some Doctor Who. That would be pretty fucking good. Even, you know what? I have Brian Fuller write an episode of Doctor Who. I think it would be good. When I saw them not even have Iron Fist, not have both fists have the power, I knew it would be terrible shit show. This is the Psycho Humongous. Homagus is what it Homagus. Am I saying that right? The Psycho Magus. The Psycho Magus. Am I probably fucking that up? I'm sorry. Yeah. Iron Fist season 2 was Danny Rand carrying his power to Colleen Wing and then leaving. That's what happened. Oh, and he fought his best friend and then sent him to jail so he can escape. If you want to see dark times, watch Men in the High Castle. Right, Halam 899. Exactly.
which is a damn good show, by the way. Damn good show. They made some weird creative decision. No, I haven't got to it yet. This is a long live stream, buddy. But we can actually talk about the Picard series right now. Let's go. I think it's a good time to talk about it. Listen, our live streams, I'll be honest, I put stuff in the titles that I intend to get to, but it's really you guys control the show. So it's just free flow. Sometimes I'll change the title afterwards because I'll end up not talking about something, or like there's two things we still need to talk about. Here we go. So we can talk about the Picard series. It's premiering in late 2019. And I think Kurtzman's involved. So I'm going to say it's probably going to suck. Sorry. I know some people will not be happy with that, but I'm hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. The upcoming Star Trek series revolving around the character Jean-Luc Picard, or 75% Jean-Luc Picard, by the way. We got to remember that. It cannot be 100% like the original series due to this insane deal they have with Bad Robot that everybody denies. But like I said earlier, words are wind. Forget what these people are saying, like J.J. Abrams and CBS, and I want you to look at their uniforms. Look at the aesthetic of every show, and everything is different when it doesn't need to be. Now, there's some stuff you modernize, but why would you change the actual Enterprise? Why would you make it bigger? Why would you make it look different? Especially, I reviewed the Blu-ray special features for you, by the way, guys, for Star Trek Discovery Season 1, and they put so much lip service that we care about canon. We always take a look at the canon, and then we extrapolate and backtrack, and then we change everything because we want it to look cool. That's their response to everything. Why would you change the Enterprise? One of the greatest ship designs ever. Why would you change it? Because you have to. All right, I'm back on this. The upcoming Star Trek series revolving around the 75% Jean-Luc Picard will be premiering in late 2019. The series will mark Patrick Stewart's return to the Star Trek universe, who made the character Picard famous with the series Star Trek Next Generation. By the way, this is called word salad. When they have to meet a word count, they're going to state stuff like Star Trek Next Generation, you may not have heard, was a TV show. I don't know why you're reading this article. But yeah, it's a show that was in the 80s and the 90s, and it had actors that said words, and it had spaceships and space, and they used to beam people down, and they used these things called phasers, and they would fight Romulans, but they were friends with the Klingons, and there was a guy named Q, and he did some stuff, and then there was the Borg. It was all about the Borg. Then the series was over. Word broke that Stewart was returning as Picard back in August, but fans only have limited amount of information surrounding the project. CBS is planning to have the Picard series run for multiple seasons. Really? I better hurry. Which will explore the next chapter of Picard's life. Okay, so maybe it's different in the 23rd century. Maybe 80 is the new 40. I'm going to give them that. Maybe 80 is the new 40. I imagine people would be living longer. So I guess that makes sense. But the 80 chapter of my life is, chilling if I'm alive. Well, a little bit anyway. The series will be available exclusively on CBS's streaming service, CBS All Access, where CBS is hoping to stream new Star Trek shows all year long. Oh, no. Feels like a threat. It was announced in September that the pre-production had started on the new Picard series. Yes, I did a video on it. Please check it out. It was called Canon Camp because the writers needed to go to Canon Camp. But now fans have been given a time frame for when they can expect to see the Stewart's new series. As first reported by The Wrap, fans are expecting to be able to stream the new Picard series a year from now. What kind of statement is that? Fans are expecting? Is that an actual statement from anybody? Or is that fans? Well, I'm expecting the Picard series to stream in next month. Please report on that now. Chief Creative Officer for CBS Corporation, there we go, David Nevins, recently revealed to release date the release date to people at the 46th annual UBS Global Media and Communications Conference, saying in 2019, it's not one Star Trek, it's two. Two Star Treks, Discoveries at the beginning of the year, and Picard will start at the end of the year. This time frame lines up as the Picard series will still be in pre-production, meaning filming hasn't even started yet. Aside from the upcoming Picard series, Star Trek Discovery will be returning in 2019. That is definitely a threat. As Nevins mentioned in his quote, the series has gotten generally positive reviews. Really? 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 But there are fans, but there are a fair share of fans that aren't happy with the new television universe present. That being said, the Picard series won't connect to Discovery. I think that's important. It's not just a flippant sentence there. The Picard series will not connect to Discovery. Now, this could be just them saying that they won't line up, because obvious they're in different time. They're in different times. Like obviously Picard's many years after Discovery, or are they not connected at all because Discovery is its own thing, or will be canceled? I don't know. Fans might also get a fourth film. Well, no, we're not. This is not happening, by the way. Fans might also get a fourth film from Chris Pine's Star Trek. They are obviously not watching their Midnight's Edge videos, as well as an R-rated Star Trek from Quentin Tarantino, which I actually want to see. I want to see I want him to, like, be on a different ship, different crew. I want Quentin Tarantino to direct it. Yes, I want to see an R-rated Star Trek Quentin Tarantino. Just, I do. While Star Trek Discovery might not have everybody hooked just yet, that's that's funny. The upcoming Picard series has a lot of people interested. Since Jean-Luc Picard is a fan favorite character in the Star Trek universe, Trekkies around the globe and Trekkers, come on, will surely be thrilled that the series will be out around a year. And since Patrick Stewart retired from the X-Men franchise after the release of Logan, he'll likely have a lot more time to work on the Star Trek project. Well, he's pretty busy on Instagram. He's a big Instagram dude. Yeah, so there you go. Picard series is coming back. Who's happy? Who's sad? Who is happy and who is sad? Rashid C says, hashtag Iron Fist dishonest advertising is telling me that I'm about to watch a show about a guy who knows martial arts and doesn't seem more emotionally unstable than Jessica Jones at times. Yeah. I thought I was going to see a show with a lot of fighting and martial arts and a lot of cool, like, kung fu stuff. And what I saw was talking about feelings and very expensive flats in New York, and Danny apologizing to everybody for his basically he was apologizing for his masculinity the entire fucking show. And that's going to be a problem in this time's up era if we have to feel like we need to apologize for a masculinity. You know, like hearing in a Star Wars movie somebody getting lectured for being a hero when Poe Dameron wanted to go be a hero. What an idiot. That's like, yeah, that pulls up the bullshit flag. So yeah, that's what Danny was doing. He was just apologizing all the time for being Danny. He was always, you're right, I'm this and that. And then he got retrained by Colleen Wing. And also, I have no problem with the character Colleen Wing. I know the character from the comics, and the one from the comics looks like she could fight. Okay. This one, she's played by a perfectly competent actress who looks like she just got back from grad school. Okay. Not a street fighter. Which those people really exist, and they don't look like that. They're bulky. They're very bulky. Lots of muscle. Because if you don't have lots of muscle, nobody's going to move when you hit them. I don't care how much kung fu you know, unless you actually have superpowers. And you're 105 pounds, male or female, you hit something that's 200 pounds or up, it's not going to move. They're going to go, huh? What was that? Something itchy. Something hit me. It was kind of itchy. Yeah. I'm one of the dozen people who like the return of Dr. Mysterio. Grayscale plaid. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate that episode. The Husbands of River song, I liked moments in it and I hated moments in it. Like the very end, I liked. But that was also something I didn't want to see. I was like, I just want to keep that in my head. Tom Holland is a perfect Spider-Man. I'd like to see him portray the role a little better in the next movie. I didn't mind him in Civil War. I have major problems with it in Homecoming, but I am a Spider-Man purist. I'm an absolute Spider-Man purist. So I'm a little irrational when it comes to Spider-Man. Yeah, Nathan Norman. Yes, I know. I've known women who are on the street, and they could hold their own, and they didn't look like they just got back from the mall. Okay. Red Dwarf is awesome, James. I haven't seen all of it, but I love Red Dwarf. I love. Listen, anything, anything. Fuck, I can't even say just British. Anything Australian, anything British, I dig. I dig your sci-fi. It's cool. Your sci-fi is fun. Our sci-fi of late here in the States is always dark. It's always grim. Doomcock pointed this out too. As much as I love The Expanse, it's grim. But they know when to be light. They can be funny sometimes. You got to bring in levity. And that's my biggest problem with Night Flyers. Night Flyers is like just a grim, humorless show. Like, why did Alter Carbon work? Well, I mean, it looked beautiful. And Alter Carbon wasn't perfect. Okay. There's some pretty bad acting in Alter Carbon. But Joel Kinnaman like carried it because that dude's got fucking charisma. And it looked beautiful. It looked cinematic. That's some of the best sets and effects I've seen ever in a TV show. And it was funny. It was funny. The show actually was hilarious when you put a Latin grandma in a freaking like a street cyberpunk guy. And she's sitting there talking to her mija, and she's, oh, mija, this is my last body. I don't want to do this anymore. It's fucking hilarious. It was good shit. That's how good is Axanar? Axanar is fucking awesome. Now we haven't seen a finished product, and unfortunately, Richard Hatch is no longer with us. But Axanar is the best Star Trek we've gotten since Enterprise for sure. And it looks like it's full steam ahead over there. I don't know how, but yeah, Axanar's the shit. Iron Fist reminded me of Kung Fu. Yes, it should have been like that. There was more Kung Fu in the show Kung Fu than there was in Iron Fist. And they also had a star who didn't know Kung Fu. I mean, he tried in the second season, but yeah. It looks like they're bringing in Shang-Chi though. The master of Kung Fu. They're gonna do it. Always love those comics because the art in it was just fucking great. Shang-Chi, the master of Kung Fu. Titans is a dark fucking show. I mean, it's literally dark. It's like you can't see anything. DJD show. Red Dwarf is dope. Straight up. I'm really into Farscape right now. Like I didn't watch Farscape when it came out when it was all hot. And so Viking bitch talked me into it finally, and I'm loving the shit out of it. I don't know like what took me so wrong. Alter Carbon worked because of Poe. Kato Roan, you're absolutely right. 100% Poe. You need to have that side character that you like, who's a bit of a rogue, but lovable. So it's a Han Solo type. It's a character that's more relatable, and you end up rooting for more. I'd say there's more people who are rooting for Poe than anybody else in that show. And Poe was paid so well, and they're gonna find out when they have Alter Carbon season 2. Without Joe Kinnaman and Poe, I, I I don't know. Now, the great thing was, the main character was played by 3 actors, and I would watch all 3 of them. I would watch all 3 of them. I'm surprised they didn't do one of the older ones, but it'll be interesting. I'm forgetting his name, but the guy who plays Falcon is going to be in season 2. And you can change out the main character in Alter Carbon because they have these things called stacks. So your consciousness is in a stack, and you just remove your body like a sleeve. They call it a sleeve. It's on Netflix. It's great. It's a fun watch. It's trippy. It's not there is some silly stuff in it, but I kind of like the silly stuff. It reads like a comic book. It reminds me a lot of Valerian and Laureline, but like the comic books, not the movie. I've never seen Star Wreck Teppo Tulpa, but I've seen Star Blast. No, it's not Star. Is it Laser Blast or Star Blast? Now I got to look it up now. As my friend's dad was in this. I think it was Laser Blast. Why am I blanking on the name now? Yeah, it was Laser Blast. What the hell was I thinking? This movie right here, which was fucking terrible, but it has uh, my friend's dad in it. Hang on. He later died, which is very sad, but he was a pilot in the film. Now, this movie was made to launder drug money. It's called Laser Blast, and these aliens drop their gun. They're little, and they're all like stop motion aliens, and they drop their gun on Earth and they leave. And a kid finds it, and the gun like infects him. Like he picks up the gun, it basically turns him into this mindless thing that just shoots. He starts shooting the gun and killing his friends. It's a very 70s movie. And yeah, it's got that guy who always plays the nerd and stuff in it. So my friend's dad was in this, and he was a pilot, and it's an awful movie, but definitely, I think they MS3TK did this. Mystery Science Theater did this movie, right? Right, guys? I'm pretty sure they did. Laser Blast, yeah. Yes, Laser Blast was a MST3K classic. Yes. So I bet you they didn't talk about the drug laundering that that movie was all about. No, it was the guy. Yeah, it's not Ron Howard's brother. It was the other guy who played the nerd in everything in the 70s. He was only in it, like you could tell that they got enough money to get him in it for like 10 minutes, and that was it. Um, but I know for a fact what was behind that movie because my friend's dad was a bit of a, we'll say he was in the import export business because he was a pilot. And back in the 70s, it was a little easier to kind of fly across the border. It was a little looser back then. And yeah, it wasn't Clint Howard though. Here, I can IMDb it real quick. Yeah, 1978. God, I'm old. I am old. Yeah, he played a guy named Fry. Okay, his name is Eddie Deason. You got to be really old to remember. Like, this was like the nerd of the 70s. He was in every TV show. He was in Saturday. He was in Grease 2. So yeah, the whole nerd thing. Like, this guy was the first nerd that I can remember. That was like a stereotypical nerd, pocket protector nerd. So there you go. There you go. How's everybody doing, man? We've lost some viewers, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep going. I got coffee left. So Counterpart's coming, folks. If you join our Patreon, again, you can dip in for $1 and come back out. We're doing a watch party for Counterpart this Saturday. We're gonna watch the last 2 episodes of season 1. Again, I have a way for you we can all watch it together. It only costs you joining our Patreon. And you can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on your computer. I have a way. And we can all watch it together, and we get on Discord and we'll just talk over the episode. Now, if you haven't watched it, then don't go to this watch party until you watch it, because it'll just annoy you at this point. And then I'm doing a review on Saturday night late, because that's when it airs for me. And then Sunday we'll probably do another live stream. I also want a programming note for Doctor Who. Since this is the season finale, we're going to do our review, right? And the review will basically be my video. So it's going to be pretty short. It's going to be like 21 to 25 minutes, like I have been doing. We're going to end it. And then I'm going to start a live stream up about 10 minutes after that, 15 minutes after that. And that one can go as long as we want. We can just sit there and bitch or praise the show or whatever. So we're going to do a review, end it, and restart like a live stream where it's just going to be a discussion. That's going to be about 1:15 Pacific time. I'll add it to the schedule. So that's our programming note for Doctor Who on Sunday, the season finale. Again, there might be an Exozone on Saturday. Yeah. FBI bus. Yeah. Bring them on. Oh my God. I don't think Counterpart would get mad at me. I'm making Counterpart fans. I mean, if I was shitting on their show, but, actually, I don't think what I'm doing is, as long as you can't download it and I'm technically not charging you, that's probably, I'm probably not supposed to do it, but who cares? I'm just making fans. That's all. Counterpart needs fans because it's on freaking Stars, and stuff like that is dying. Like Stars is not gonna. I guess BBC America owes you a viewer. They're probably not very happy with me right now. Thanks for all the links, Wrenches. I appreciate that. I appreciate the hell out of that. Wow, thanks. The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey says, "Guy zoned out. What did I miss?" The greatest live stream ever. I just gave a speech. Back me up on this, chat. It changed the world. Like, the world is a better place now. There is peace and harmony. Doctor Who is back on Christmas. Alex Kurtzman decided to quit Star Trek because I got through to him. I finally got through to him as a human. He walked away in tears. He apologized and said he'll never do it again. And he handed Star Trek to Ronald D. Moore. Jodie Whittaker has quit the Doctor Who. And we got Sean Pertwee is going to play, just from what I just said right now that you missed, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. That's it. I did it. I did it. I already got 1 million subs because of what I just said. Yeah, you're right, Kato. Axanar is now canon. Disney is going to remake the new trilogy with they fired Ray and or Raylo. We're not going to have Raylo, and they're going to bring everything back. They're going to give Leia a proper death. All is right with the world because of what you missed. Oh, and comedy is funny again, by the way. There is no more being offended. Everybody just got it, you know? It's the way I get through to people. It's just how it happens, man. Stars has some great shows. American Gods, Amazing Shitlord. You're right, it does. And then they, then they fucking shit on him because Stars had Ash versus Evil Dead, and they fucked with that show so much that it got canceled. Ash versus Evil Dead season 1 is like as good as Cobra Kai as far as bringing back a property with reverence, bringing in new characters while respecting your old characters. Ash versus Evil Dead season 1 was as good as Cobra Kai. Yes, it was. If you're a fan of Ash versus Evil Dead, and then they fucked with it. And that's what happens when networks just don't let their create. Yeah, R.I.P. Ash vs. Evil Dead, Austin Woods. Yeah, fuck, man, I'm mad about that. Did anyone ever say you look like Gordon Freeman? All the best, everyone. Take care. Have a best day. Do I? Well, my son really loves that game. Maybe I do. Maybe I am Gordon Freeman. Light Sky, you have a good day. Thanks for popping in. We really appreciate it. No, nobody said that, but that's fine. I'll take it. He looks like a guy in his 50s with glasses. Yeah. But I think Gordon Freeman, doesn't he look like Walter White to me? I don't know. Loved Ash vs. Evil Dead. I know, I'm so pissed it's gone. Bruce Campbell is the fucking man. Bruce Campbell is love. Bruce Campbell is God. I love fucking Bruce Campbell. So pissed about fucking Ash versus Evil Dead. It was lit, shit lord. It was a great fucking show. I was kind of hard on season 3, but it's still good. I mean, I own them all on Blu-ray, and I adore that show. Phrasing, I know, right? Phrasing. Black Sails, that was pretty good. But yeah, American Gods is awesome. American Gods. I can't wait for season 2. When are we getting a release date on that, man? Let's see if that's if we can find out right now. American Gods set season 2 premiere date. American Gods will return March 10th. Holy shit. That came out an hour ago. How's that for timing? That's fucking brilliant. I was just like, hey, let's go check it out. And sometimes the gods listen. There you go, folks. American Gods set season 2 premiere date on Stars. American Gods will return for its second season Sunday, March 10th. 1 hour ago. Ha ha! That's awesome. It's all because of my speech. Fuck yeah. All right. That is 2 days after Mrs. Nerdrotic's birthday. And of course, that's Captain Marvel Day. I'd much rather watch American Gods than Captain Marvel. Oh, did I say Captain Marvel trailer? Yeah, the Captain Marvel trailer, the CG was really bad. CG was really, really bad. Like, I would not have put that on the trailer. I don't know how that passed mustard right there. Von Spam, but will it have survived the extended hiatus? That is a great question, Von Spam. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, and here's why. And it sucks, okay? I'm not happy about this. I love the show. But Brian Fuller, as critical as I've been of him, did a great job on that show. Like, he did a phenomenal job on that show. And apparently, what he did is not what Neil Gaiman liked, or not what stars liked or something. I did a video on it. Please check it out. And they're going to make it more linear, which is like, this is a trippy, surreal show. You do not want to make it linear. But the problem is, trippy, surreal shows like Legion and American Gods don't have that mass appeal. They're like the David Lynch of TV. You know, they're not going to have mass appeal. It's going to have its fans. So I don't think it's going to survive. And I think, yeah, a show on Stars taking over a year to come back, that's going to be impossible to overcome. Here's the good news, though. I think Neil Gaiman retains some rights and it goes to Amazon. And I think Amazon will save the show. I think Stars will cancel it and it will go to Amazon. That is my prediction. I've been saying that for weeks. They've combined Marvel and Danvers into one character. They have. And I guess I've read all. I haven't read the Kelly Sue DeConnick stuff, but I've read all of Miss Marvel, and it's just a nothing. It's just there's nothing. There's so many other female characters they could have brought out that have more personality, more behind. I would much rather have seen a She-Hulk movie. Give me a She-Hulk movie. That would have really differentiated yourself from Wonder Woman. It looks like Green Lantern. It looks like Green Lantern. And yeah, if you'd have come out with a She-Hulk movie, that'd have been the shit. And you could have introduced the Fantastic Four through her. They were trapped in a negative zone or something. Yeah. The cat. Yes, the cat scene was the best scene. You're right. So yes, American Gods is coming back. Fuck yeah. She-Hulk is great. And I mean, straight up, dude, John Burns, She-Hulk, who broke the fourth wall before Deadpool, by the way. Shazam will bomb, I predict. I think it will too, although I'll probably like it. Yeah, Green Lantern. That was a piece of poop. Liv Tyler is Red Hulk. Red She-Hulk. Oh, that'd be kind of cool, Philip Ademic. The Consider, I can't pronounce that. Well hung and dung. What's up? Here, let me hang on a second. Thank you for the two pound super chat. The Consider Phoebus Amazon. The Consider, is it Phelbus? The Consider Phelbus adaptation. Anyone? Thank you for the super chat. I got to make sure I didn't miss any more because I've had a horrible habit of doing that. There we go. Yeah, god damn it, I missed one. Gamer Gambit at 11:42. Oh my fucking god, I'm so sorry. Doctor Who is repeating the fall that occurred with Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred. Man-hating agenda in a show that is mostly men is a bad idea. Gamer Gambit, yes. Now, Doctor Who's always, I think lately, has had a bigger female audience. This is still a male-driven show. This is a show that mostly men watch. Mostly men have supported. Now, there was a way to bring in a female doctor without giving men the bird, but they really felt the fucking need to do that shit anyway, which you didn't need to do. I mean, of course, acknowledge her sex, but that's it. Then she's a doctor, because unless we're going to see the doctor fall in love or have sex with somebody, which we're not, it doesn't. To use their logic, it doesn't matter. But they had to break out, if I were a bloke, well, yeah, if you're a female and you go back to the 1300s or the 5th century or the 5th century BC, yeah, you're going to have some problems. That's history. And to criticize, a system with current values that happened, criticize something 2,000 years ago with your current values is dumb. It's just dumb. Oh my freaking god. I got to look at this up. Consider, I got to admit, I have not heard of that. So Considered Phelps first published in 1987, is a space opera novel by Scottish writer Ian M. Banks, written after a 1984 draft. It is the first to feature the culture. The novel revolves around an Idrin culture war, and Banks plays on the theme of presenting various microcosms of what, and it doesn't finish there. There we go. I'll have to check that out. I will have to check it out. Thank you for the super chat. Daredevil will come back. Daredevil's axed by Marvel. Okay, so I read an article. Yeah, I was in a theme. So I read an article. Daredevil's Marvel's the one who pulled the plug on Daredevil because they want to bring it over to D+, the worst named streaming service of all time. D+, stupid, dumb. And they're going to bring it back. They're going to bring everything back. Here's the problem. Here's the dig. Here's the rub. It's going to be PG-13, folks. Now, they didn't come out and say that, but I'm telling you that. Kevin Feige is going to be involved in running the TV part of the streaming service, and he has been a staunch anti-rated R guy. We're not going to get it from our Disney stuff or from our superhero stuff. We're not going to get a rated R Deadpool. They're testing the water right now with this one that you're going to come out. I will be shocked if they change their position on this, but they're not gonna do it. And I don't care what Bob Iger said. Yeah, don't believe these people. Yes, Consider Phelps looks really cool. I will check it out. Isn't D+ a failing grade? Nathan Norman, it is. And they called it D+. Named by the same people who named STD, Star Trek Discovery. For whatever it's worth, I enjoy this site for your commentary and the amount of actual research you go into. Honestly, psyched to hear about all kinds of pop culture stuff, not Who alone. Thanks, Austin Woods. Yeah, we are not like a Doctor Who channel. I know that Doctor Who has like brought us many subscribers, and we will talk about. I do watch a lot of British television, but we talk about a lot of stuff here. We talk about mostly good TV shows. Disney has ESPN Plus, so Disney Plus makes some sense, I guess. Says Mr. Twisted 72. Yeah, I just D+ is bad. They should just call it Disney streaming. That's all. Daredevil talks down to his villains instead of fighting them. Oh, that's funny. Yes, they have made a Daredevil PG-13. Well, Deadpool, but it's not out yet. But they're going to. God, I'm kind of sleeping at the wheel. What movie? Didn't Bumblebee come out today? Or wait, not today. Yeah, today, right? Did Bumblebee come out? I got to go see that. Yes, Viking Bitch is watching Doctor Who, and she is loving it. She is loving it. She just finished season 3, so she just saw Utopia, which is fuck, I love that arc at the end. Oh my god, that's good. What hurts worse? I've been asked this question, Douglas, but I'll answer it again. Doctor Who season 11 hurts worse because I'm a bigger Doctor Who fan. But Star Trek Discovery season 2 is coming out, so that's yeah. Deadpool PG-13 is a joke. Yes, it is a joke. No, Bumblebee comes out on the 21st. Okay, so good. I didn't miss it. What came out today? Maybe it's nothing. We got Aquaman next week, right? I'm watching so much TV, I'm not paying attention to movies anymore. Yeah, Venom was I liked Venom, but is kind of the best review because I had really low expectations of it. And I like Tom Hardy. They should have called it Disney Demand DD. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Creed 2 just came out, right? Okay. Haley Steinfeld is the only reason to watch Bumblebee. We'll see. Hello, Howard Bandy. How are you? D plus equals DP. There you go. Star Trek Discovery could be erased if you go back in time and change the Kelvin timeline. Dr. Crap Who, not the only hope. The only hope is for Who cancellation. It says Jorge L. de Jesus Sanchez. Jorge L. de Jesus Sanchez. Yes, but it's not going to get canceled. I wish it would, but it's not. Mortal Engines is being released in theaters on December 14th. Isn't that the same day as Aquaman? I could be wrong. Are you able to see Aquaman early if you're an Amazon Prime member? Tom Hardy as Wolverine would be great. Absolutely great. Yes. What's up, Pen? What's up, Viking bitch? How's it going? How's it going? Viking bitch, if you do not hear, American Gods returns March 10th. I was just on a whim looking it up, and I wanted to see if they had announced a release date, and they just released it like an hour ago. So there you go. Men in Black spinoff reboot. Oh, I bet you it's going to be woke as shit. So they're calling Gifted season 2 a finale, but it's coming back in January. That's weird. Oh, and there's that Bane Easter egg we were talking about. Okay, in the Elseworlds, which I'm seriously consider covering. I am curious about that, even though I thoroughly dislike the CW. Let's see if they show a picture of it. Yeah, right there. Batman. Batman. I live in the dark. I was born in the dark. Sorry, that's terrible. Yeah. I liked his Bane. I really didn't like the third movie. There was some really fucked up logic in it. I love Dark Knight. I love Batman Begins. That's cool though. If they tie everything in, no, I mean, showing the 90s Flash, you kind of have me at that. I love that show. Daredevil was, okay, we got to go to this one here. Daredevil was one of Netflix's more popular shows, report says. Marvel Daredevil was still one of Netflix's most popular TV series in the week before its cancellation. According to a new report, the show is the third Marvel series that Netflix has canned in recent months. It turns out Marvel did, following Iron Fist and Luke Cage. And its cancellation was seemingly motivated by Disney's plans to launch its own streaming service, Disney Plus, sometime in fall 2019. Daredevil, of course, Disney Plus, by the way, was worked on by our former co-host, John Reed. He worked on some of the platform for that streaming service. Daredevil, of course, was part of Marvel and Netflix original TV slate of series about a street-level superhero from the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of New York, along with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and the Defenders event miniseries. Netflix's The Punisher is later spun out of Daredevil Season 2. And now it finds itself unexpectedly the sole remaining Marvel show on the streaming service along with Jessica Jones. Daredevil's cancellation is the aftermath of its claimed third season. Writers have now admitted they thought Daredevil was too big to fail. The show's writers weren't wrong to feel that way either. Daredevil reports Daredevil ranked 4th in viewer demand among Netflix original series in the week before its cancellation. cancellation, according to the latest numbers from Parrot Analytics. Since Netflix doesn't release viewership statistics, these estimates are based on measures like desire, engagement, and viewership. Basically, people were talking about it on the internet, and give weighed value to the amount of likes that a show accumulates, as well as actual total views. According to Parrot's numbers, only Narcos, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina's, and Stranger Things ranked higher than Daredevil in this and these areas on Netflix over the same time frame. And the funny thing is, Stranger Things didn't come out with anything new. That was like old Stranger Things. And it still gets tons of views, which is crazy. As mentioned, it's believed that D Plus may be the main culprit responsible for Daredevil's Iron Fist and Luke Cage's being canceled, while Netflix has previously willing to cover the production cost on the series without owning the actual IPs. It's speculated that they decided to cut ties with Marvel TV in the wake of the Mouse House revealing its own competing streaming service to the house to house all its content, including Marvel Studios and TV shows. In the future, it's even been rumored that Marvel canceled Daredevil of its own accord as a business decision to make sure the property didn't get left behind at Netflix, so to speak. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Either way you cut it, Daredevil is done at Netflix. It's coming back, folks. It's just not going to be the same. And I know it's critically acclaimed, and guys, don't get on my ass about this, but Daredevil season 3 was okay. But he didn't wear his fucking costume, and that pissed me off. So I would have given it a 10 out of 10, but because he didn't wear his costume when he should have at the end, and knowing how there's a lot of new people here, I am a superhero fan, and you got to go full superhero. You do. And we're way past like doing this not wearing a costume shit. That's from the 90s. Put the fucking costume on. It was good. That's your brand. When they wear the costume, that's your brand. Otherwise, it's just a dude saying he's Matt Murdock. Now, the show was good. It was decent, but it was nowhere near as good as season 2 or 1. Not even close. And there was filler episodes, which I did not feel were ever in Daredevil before. Now, Daredevil is clearly the best they have to offer from Netflix. Luke Cage is so-so. Jessica Jones season 2 was terrible. Iron Fist season 2 was terrible. Punisher season 1 was great. Defenders was terrible. I think it's good that it's going to Disney now. And if Kevin Feige's involved, I don't know. But apparently these the Loki series and the Scarlet Witch series are going to be prequels. Oh, I'm done with prequels. So done with prequels. Done with prequels. So that's interesting about Daredevil, I would say. Wouldn't you say? I'm going to read some more chat. Let me get something up here first. So I don't know if you all saw it, but I put out a video in the middle of the night last night that I'm kind of resetting here. That was for our British viewers. We have gotten an insane amount of people from the UK like subbing to us. Like usually from Europe, an average for a channel is, it'll be like 10, 11, 12, 13% of like all of Europe. 10% are just from the UK. That's crazy. That's awesome. So I released a video on your time frame and it did well. Thanks. I appreciate that. And thanks to all the people who thumbs down and call me an asshole because it's still interaction. I love you too. That's all I got to say about that deal. It's like back at you. Yeah. So do you think we should should we cover Elseworlds, guys? What do you think? Would you watch it? Would you watch our review of Elseworlds? Should I review every episode individually or should I just review the whole thing? Giselle Petrick, Clark Kent did not wear a costume, and I would have been okay with that if he had just worn it in full view for 2 seconds at the end. I watched every episode of Smallville. I enjoyed Smallville. I even understood why he wore a costume because they told us up front he's not going to wear a costume. We have already established Daredevil needed a costume. One of the themes of season 1 was I need a costume or I'm going to get killed. Now, part of Born Again is he goes back to basics. I read the story. The thing is, they didn't really do Born Again. They did 3 Daredevil stories. All right. They did Guardian Devil, Born Again, and the other one that Bendis did. It was good. Tamarok's $5 super chat. Thank you. Season review will be cool, in my opinion. Okay. So we'll do it Elseworlds. Once it's done, we'll review the whole thing. What the hell? I hate it when I do that with and Tharis, your Doctor Who content inspires mine. Take a look. Cool. I will take a look. And thank you for the £2 super chat. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I missed that earlier. That's awesome to hear. Divid 22 for $2. Sisterhood of the Traveling Plants in Space. Yes. And Tharis, you inspired me to make vids on Doctor Who season 11. That's weird to be an inspiration, and awesome and humbling. Thank you so much for the £2. That is brilliant. Yes, do that. If you guys are upset about something, or if you're happy about something, or you just feel like you have something to say, get on YouTube. It's fun. Do it. Yeah, fuck yeah. Great. Thank you so much for the super chats. That's like inspiring to hear, to be honest with you. That's fucking cool, man. I hope you have a blast. Unsolicited advice, be patient. Content. Put out content. And don't get discouraged and stay at it. I have been doing this with many different people, with Dennis mostly, but with many other people. But for 5 years, and it's only recently people started watching. So Tamarok's, hail Tamarok's, by the way, patron, friend, awesome person. Willie Wordward, what's up? Since DD blew their wad doing the Elektra saga in season 2, season 3 didn't interest me. Don't get me started on the Defenders, Cage, and Iron Fist. I'll try not to, Willie Woodward. I kind of the same way. I mean, Bullseye was cool. That felt like it should have been season 2, right? And then they should have done season 2 and season 3. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Divid 22, $2. You think Disney ever do Daredevil red and yellow? God, that would be brilliant. The only thing is Jeff Loeb, I don't like Jeff Loeb as much as I don't like Alex Kurtzman. He needs to go. But that would bring Jeff Loeb in. But Jeff Loeb was a great comic book writer. I'm not going to diss him for that. Last season was the last straw for me. Yes, DJ D Show. Absolutely. I miss the Daredevil yellow suit, says Nathan Norman. I love it. I freaking love it. So Doctor Who light roasting started. Yes, people are starting. I think they gave it a chance. I think, excuse me, people gave Doctor Who a good, fair chance, and they're just fucking over it. They're just over it. One thing I'm going to, starting tonight, it's going to take me some time, but I'm going to go back through our last few live streams. I can't go through all of them. And on the website and on the live stream, I'm going to start time stamping again. It's super time consuming, but I will do it because I've gotten a bunch of people asking. And quite frankly, a lot of people are watching our live streams now. So I'm going to do it. All right. Sorry about that, folks. The best part of the easiest part for that is just preparation. Make sure I write it down when I change a subject. I was actually hyped for the Doctor Who female version, says Tepo Tulpa. But then what happened? Adolf Hitler's riding a T-Rex on the moon. It's hilarious. Marvel is fast-tracking Shang-Chi as the studio's first Asian superhero. Does anybody care? Well, there's Sunfire. I mean, they could have. Well, that's the X-Men. Yeah. I don't know. They should have brought Shang-Chi into the Netflix universe. It would have made sense. And then Moon Knight, and I would have loved it. And all that first this or first that. God, yeah, I don't care about that. I want to see Shang-Chi though, because I like the Master of Kung Fu. I think it's good. Sarah Jane Adventures is a good female lead and good writers. Yep. Absolutely. Oh, oh my Lord. Yeah, I don't like that. What? All right. So for Wednesday woo woo, sorry for the silence there. Court rejects Dutch man's bid to legally change his age. Oh, damn. First off, we're gonna show the possible gold rock found on Mars. It's Wednesday woo woo. I need a theme. This is sponsored by the Exozone. The Exozone is our friend Overlord DVD Doomcock and I we talk about UFOs, Area 51, and stuff like that. I have seen Bob Lazar's movie by Jeremy Corbell. It is very good. I'm going to review it on Patreon. I might even put that on the channel. It's very, very good. So first, we're going to see a picture of what they are calling gold on Mars. I will just say it's a shiny object. Okay. So woo, this is the part we talk about UFOs. If you don't like this stuff, sorry. This is just for fun. We don't present anything as fact. Okay. And of course, I'm on the Coast to Coast AM website. That's pretty shiny. That is taken by the lander Curiosity. An unusual, shiny, and smooth rock has been photographed on the surface of Mars by the lander Curiosity. Looking like a chunk of gold, NASA is sending the lander back for a closer look and chemical analysis of the object that is dubbed Little Colin say whatever that is. NASA team believe the rock could be meteorite because of the shiny and reflective quality. Yeah, that looks pretty weird. Okay, and then we're gonna check out some UFO footage here. I gotta check it out real quick though. Make sure it's like legit. That's just a light on the water. That's not a UFO. Oh, whoa. What the hell? Okay. Here we go, folks. I think it's a reflection. They're not four lights, but excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay, so it starts out as two. I think this is just I don't know what this is. Probably the sun, maybe, or ooh, whoa, what's that? No, that's some weird UFO shit right there. I think maybe. Yeah, that's pretty weird. That's pretty weird. Okay, so and as far as storytelling goes, guys, we're going to talk about in the Exozone. We're going to get way more into this. I'm going to show you this article here, which is rover signal. New York Post. New York Post talked about this. This is kind of weird, and Doomcock brought this up during the Exozone, and we're going to get deeper into this because there is some weird stuff going on with that. So, mystery signal from space wasn't NASA's Mars Opportunity rover. Now, what NASA's statement is they got some bizarre feedback, kind of bullshit. Something happened when the Sunspot Observatory went out. Some of our satellites went out. Kepler went out for a little while, but it came back on. It was reported erroneously that it was out for good. That is not true. So the Opportunity rover was not connected to this. There was a huge sandstorm this summer on Mars, like almost planet-wide, 200-mile winds. It was nuts. It fucked the rover. It's done. It's cooked. So they thought they got a signal from it. Then they find out it didn't come from it, and they don't know where it came from. Now they said it was some kind of feedback loop or some little blip. I don't know. I think that's weird, but there's more stuff to it. That's called a tease for the Exozone on Sunday. So there you go. Little Wednesday woo-woo for you before we take off here. I'm going to continue reading your chat, and I am going to bring up, hang on. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for me to get to cleaning up my goddamn garage. Going through comic books and prepping more videos for you guys. We got more videos coming out. Well, thank you for the super chat. Michael Dignam. Whatever happened to DC's ambush bug? Loved when we met up with Supergirl and LSH. I don't know. I love ambush bug. Michael. Thoughts on Nibiru, Tiki of Doom. I think there's something to it. Actually, the 12th planet theory from Zachariah Sitchin. I have read that book many times. Yes, I actually think there's something to it. I don't know if I believe everything Sitchin does, but just because I don't believe some of his stuff, I think some of his theories actually touch on something. I think, it all dials back to Velikovsky and Worlds in Collision or something like that. It's Worlds in Collision. It's what our mythology is based on, some sort of truth. The ancients saw something amazing, and they tried to relay it as best they could, and it's what's turned into our modern mythology. But those might actually be true stories told in allegory, and we just don't know. Moves contrary to gravity and physics. Oh, yes, the planet that moves contrary to gravity and physics. Yeah, well, physics. Well, they also found out, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, that fundamentally they've had something wrong about the universe as far as the physics, the actual math. They might have to redo everything. Scientists often, you hear that, oh, we figured everything out. Right here, by the way, real quick, is there's 3 tiers for our Patreon. One of them you get comics. The other one you get something. This is a representation of what you'll get. It's like a loot box, but it's cool shit. And for $1, you get exclusive content, and that is patreon.com/nerdrotic. I'd also like to welcome OG Spock Love, who is our newest patron. Thank you so much. And of course, Michael J. Crawford, the anti-trekker, who has a channel and is a friend of the channel. Now you're going to see, if you go to our channel to the right, you'll see Friends of Nerdrotic. You're going to see Doomcock. You're going to see Anti-Trekker. You're going to see Midnight's Edge After Dark, Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch, Robot Rob Shlomo. Please check them out. Those are true friends of the channel. So, yeah. I'll be pissed if DC can't get the rights back to Batman be in the Arrowverse. They already mucked it up in Smallville. Yeah, Willie Woodward, you are correct. I will be pissed. I don't know why there's rights issues at all, to be honest with you. I mean, like AT&T and WB own everything outright. There's you can put Batman in anything right now. But if they're not going to put it in fucking Teen Titans, they're not going to put it in anywhere else. Gotham is fun. Gotham's a fun show. Hail Doomcock, Rollercat. Fuck yeah. All hail Doomcock. He put out a video today too. Baby, it's cold outside. Apparently that's as it's termed, a rapey song. It's an old fashioned song. And again, you're judging lifestyles and sensibilities of the 30s and 40s or 50s, whenever that song was written, based on today. I mean, it's fucking dumb. It's dumb. If you don't like the song, don't listen to it. I love that song. I'm going to play the shit out of it on Christmas. And you know what? My wife likes it too. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with going through some mating rituals, okay? That's how you got here, you little offended person. We keep this up, we're not going to be making more people. And I know, the world's overpopulated. Go to New Mexico. Don't tell me the world's overpopulated. Go drive through New Mexico. Tell me how overpopulated the world is. Drive through the southwest of the United States. You will drive for hours and you will not see a soul. We just like to huddle together in cities, and it makes it look like but we're actually, yeah, there's plenty of room, folks. H, H.P. Lovecraft was a racist. I heard. I don't know for a fact. I wasn't there. Yeah, stop repeating the program. Absolutely. It's just flirting. That's all it was. It's a song. It's about flirting. Flirting is good. Oh my God. I mean, how many of you have gotten through a day of work with a good, like appropriate, there's like different kinds of flirting. Okay. There's many levels of flirting, but a little light work flirting just to get through the day. There's nothing fucking wrong with that. Okay. I don't know about like straight up getting into a work crush and, I met a girlfriend through work. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as everybody is on board, you know what I'm saying? Lovecraft is great. Yeah, I just try not to think about like what I don't know about much about the man. I've heard that being attributed to him. I would not be surprised because it was what, the 30s. That was a thing in the 30s. So there you go. Gamer Gamut. I get a hug once in a while, and it's a perfectly innocent hug. And now they just, you know what? There's going to be, there is workplaces that completely outlaw that now. That's dumb. Humans need interaction. Okay. Yeah, there's creepos and fucking pervs out there, and we can suss them out pretty easily. And we'll take care of that on a case by case basis. But don't eliminate flirting and hugs, as long as, again, it's done respectfully and all that bullshit. You know what I'm talking about, because that's what makes life worth living. It really does. If we're gonna be a bunch of drones in gray suits, like not looking at each other, oh shit, that sounds great. Jake Gyllenhaal finally breaks silence on Far From Home. I just realized I'm not playing Spider-Man. That's funny. Who said you're not a friend? I didn't say you weren't a friend. Friends, nerdrotics, country women, men, and people. I met my fiance through a work romance. Romance. There you go. She oh, that's not what makes you a friend of the channel. Viking bitch. That is not true. She did send me a gift. Okay. I don't have a PO box, so I don't usually, I'm not gonna. I've known Heather. Oh, I'm sorry, Viking bitch, and I see that's why you shouldn't tell me your real name. And I talk enough to where I trust her, so I gave her my home address, and she sent me this. And yeah, I should probably start the PO box thing, but yeah, that's so that's not the only reason though. It's because we talked and we got to know each other and stuff. But Willie, we're friends. We're all friends in here. Yeah, we're cool. Yeah, I need a PO box. It's just my God. Met my ex-wife through a dimensional hellgate. Oh man, I met mine at an AA meeting. Should have figured that one out right away. No, just kidding. Just kidding. She's nice. It was me. It wasn't her. Um, Recommended view Stephen Fry's documentary Wagner and Me, Captain Robert April. Huh. All right, that could be the documentary of my life because that's my wife's last name, Wagner and Me. I will check it out. I will definitely check it out. It dates back to when Adam West, it was 20th Century Fox. Oh, okay, gotcha. I love Adam West Batman. We'll just say that. Okay, folks, we're gonna wrap it up. We've shown the Patreon video. I got to get going. You guys are awesome. Had a great time today. We had at one point over 300 people watching, which is pretty freaking amazing. And we love having new viewers and new subs. Yes, the timestamps will be in here very soon. So sorry about that. So first, I must acknowledge the super chats. Thank you so much for the super chats. You guys brilliant, man. And honestly, it's helping quite a bit right now. I will not lie, but they are not required. Okay. I'll always say that I will try to read as much chat as possible. Just make sure to hit at Nerdrotic channel. We started with Adjacent Culture, William Winters, The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Brent Newman, Steele Johnson, Chris Persia, Lubella, Silhouetted Animator, Joseph Petrick, Crimson Empire Entertainment. I like that name. Wonder Girls 60s, Tamarocks, the Great Tamarocks, Silhouetted Animator, Grayscale Plaid, Paul Thonkum, Gamer Gambit, Well Hung and Dung, Tharies, David 22, Tharies, Tamarocks again, David 22, Michael Dignum, and that's where we ended. That's where we ended. Thank you for all the super chats. They are greatly appreciated. You keep the lights on. You guys are great. You're wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. And there's your Doctor Who Wired article again. Yeah, I should see if I can find that. Hang on. Right before we go, you can see an awful picture of me in Wired. Wired comic shop. Yeah, there it is. You want to see a bad picture of me in Wired? Okay, so my wife, it was during the holidays, and my wife owns a salon, and she does my hair, and I had green hair for Comic-Con, and it had grown out and started looking shitty. And then I did this interview, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna shave my head, and it just wasn't a good idea. And then when she used the worst picture of my comic shop because I had a big blank space on the new release wall behind me. I was super pissed. And I have a beautiful, utterly beautiful comic shop. I edited out a section where I was kind of talking about myself too much, and then the video I just came out with, where I kind of give my geek cred, and I showed pictures of the comic shop, which I think might be on our desktop. Actually, okay, yeah. So I'll show you this picture, and I'll show you pictures of what before we go of what my comic shop looked like. All right, so here's that Secret Lives of Comic Store Employees, and they interviewed a bunch of us, and I am any minute now. He's gone. There. That's like the worst picture. Look at the two blank spots behind me. I was horrified. I'm like, why did you use that picture? And I'm like looking up, and I it looks terrible. But there's me and the wife in bed reading comics with our little fucking pajamas on, with our nightmare. But what is that? That's not. No, it's a Paul Frank pajamas, or Paul Frank pajamas, and we're all pretending to read comics. Like, look at this. Yeah, there you go. So, okay. So, that's me and Wired. And then I'll open up some, give me a second here. I'm going to open up some pictures that are fucking awesome of my store. Open with Here, we'll just open. That should work. Okay. If anybody's still there, hang on, guys. Sorry, I'm losing my screen here. There we go. I wanted to make my store something worth like taking a trip to, even if you didn't buy anything. All right. So that was my new release wall, and it was supposed to, above it, it was supposed to look like Craven the Hunter's place. Like he all had a bunch of superhero heads. And I bought all the one. Now there's my Batgirl that I made out of a mannequin and a wig I bought in Hollywood. And the funny thing is, I sold the store 5 years ago, and it still kind of looks like this, but it's an emptier version, which kind of sucks. But this is, I'm going to dox Nerdrotic Jr., but this is when he was very young, and he was really into Doctor Who. Look at that cute guy. It's like little Matt Smith, and he's got his Uggs on and shit. Fucking adorable. Here is my life-size Iron Man in the background. Yes, that's Edgar Allan Poe's head on the left. That's the new release wall. There's a little loft above his head up there where I had dollar issues. So you go up these stairs, one person at a time could go. I had 2 cameras up there, and you can, we had dollar issues. There's my inflatable Dalek, which I still own. You can see on the right-hand side, there's a little screen playing Doctor Who. You see that on the right-hand side? Yes, playing Doctor Who. There is Nerdrotic Jr. in my kids section. Okay, the kids section, very popular at the Comic Outpost. And there is JJ. Fucking JJ was so awesome. I love JJ. She's still around. She's not like she's dead. And she worked for Brian for a little while, but she was just positive energy, like wrapped up in like just the greatest human being ever. I adore JJ. I miss her so much. She was so much fucking fun. She was born to work in a comic store. I told her she should just buy one someday. And yeah, I miss JJ. That was fucking awesome. That was good times. The reason I'm getting reminiscent, guys, is because I'm coming up on 5 years since I sold the store. So good thing I'm going to open another one. I probably scared you all away now, but yeah. Oh, you're still here. That's good. I got some of you still here. And all you take care, everybody. I hope you like that. How much for that life-size Iron Man? Artemis over easy? $8,000. That's how much Brian is selling it for. Now I bought it. I fixed it. So I bought it was fucked up. So I bought it for $1,000. I painted it. I put it back together. So I used to do some car body work in my time. So I'm pretty good with Bondo and stuff like that. So I fixed it. It looks good as new. But Brian, I think Brian might go down to $5,000 on it. I've thought about it. I just don't know where the hell to put it. I've already got 2 things I don't know what to do with. I've got a Spider-Man pinball machine and a Sega Spider-Man video game, which I'd love to get in here for the office. But the doorways aren't wide enough. It's like almost impossible. It would cost me a fortune to get up here. But thanks, Mary. So I hope you guys like that. Good night from Norway. Good night, everybody. Tony leap of faith and perfect man walked on a waiter. Okay. Howard Bandy, Clone Commander Jeremy. What's up, buddy? How's it going? Rolo Cat. Good to see Clone Commanders. Good to see a Jeremy, but a Clone Commander Jeremy is the first other Jeremy. Artemis over easy. Michael Dignam. Amazing shitlord. I love your name, man. Gary McGregor. Hello, Gary McGregor. The DJ D Show. Thank you for your wrench. Pen Farm Girl. Thank you for your wrench. Mary Ashmead. Thank you for your wrench. Kato Roan. Thank you for your wrench. Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch. Thank you for your wrench. Movie Fanobi. You wasn't here. Jerk. Thank you for your wrench. No, it's okay. I'm just kidding. Tiki of Doom. Philip A. Demick. Unicorn boobs. Unicorn boobs, yes. Artemis over easy. Gamer Gambit. Matt Guy. CD Horde. Mark Lesser. Tim F. I don't know why it's making me laugh. I'm punchy. Tamarox. Unicorn boobs. I just see these unicorn horns coming out of boobs right now. It's kind of fucking funny. You too, unicorn boobs. Tempo Tulupa, the filthy farmer. Oh my God. A Legend of Ben. Holy shit. Dark Angel Ire. Captain Robert April. Hey, check out Captain Robert April's channel. He's almost at 1,000 subs. He got screwed in the YouTube monetization policy. He's a good dude, friend of the channel. Willie Woodward, it's good to see you, buddy. You are a friend of the channel. Okay, you're all friends. James, Nihilist Shadow, Silhouetted Animator. Oh boy, Von Spam, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. What's this one? How do I say this one? Knuckle V. All Hail Doomcock. Yes, All Hail Doomcock. Most definitely. Brent Newman, Alan Sparks, Jibba Jabba FPV, Fragwitz, and Andre Merrick. What's up? I didn't see that. Oh, I'm sorry. They have flute lights. Andre, you're awesome. Hey, I saw your message on Facebook. I'm sorry it's really late, Andre. I'll get back to you on that, man. Perth Comics. Hey, what's Perth Comics? Do you guys like have a comic shop? What's Perth Comics? Talk to me. Yeah, it's pretty easy to create a UFO sighting on YouTube. That's why I just kind of meh on most of them. Actually, the older ones are the only ones that carry any weight anymore. Okay, our next live stream will be Friday Night Tights. Look out for another the next Doctor Who video is a very good one, a very special one, folks. It's the Christmas ideas that you guys have submitted. If you want to continue submitting them, you can submit them in the comments here, any of the previous Doctor Who videos, or DM me on Twitter. They're open. I have to approve it, but I'm going to approve your DM. Or if you're on my Facebook, you can message me there, or you can email the email that's on this channel. If you go to the About section, there's the email. It's too long to tell you right now. Just go ahead and email me, and that's fine. Everybody have a great day, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Bye-bye.